Well, hey, welcome to the show before the show, where I check to make sure everything's working. I'm your host, Patrick Marlette, your local game guy, joined by local game guy and host Will. Hello, Will.
What's up?
How you doing, man? How was your week? I feel like, I don't know, we're both pretty busy these days, but
Yep,
you didn't go in depth on your week, and I figured show before the show territory to make sure everything's working. We can have a little conversation. I'm gonna open these One Piece Starter 13s to pull the promo packs out of them. Don't mind me. But yeah, tell me about your day.
Well, so usually for the past couple months, my day has been doing like 3 to 5 calls, depending on how many systems are in the house, and then that's pretty much my day, and I'll get home like before 4 usually. But the busy season finally picked back up, and now I'm getting like 7 calls a day.
Oof.
And I'm getting home at like 6.
When do you start your day? Normally
7:30.
Oof. Wait, that's like at an assignment? Okay.
So I get to my first call at 7:30, and then I get home at a like 6-ish, 7-ish, something in that ballpark.
Got you. Yeah, So I've switched everything I'm doing is technically freelance, but I'm working what are equivalent to full-time hours with this one client. And I get up, I'm doing 4 days a week, 10 hours a day. And I get up at 6 and I work until I need to leave. So I get up at 6, I get there around 8. It's difficult with New York traffic to say precisely when, but I stay until I've been there for 10 hours. But it's been good. It's 8 to 6 generally, but I was able to leave a little bit earlier because the way the minutes were massaged, like I just worked an extra hour's worth over the rest of the week. So I was able to just leave early and hang out with you guys, but also drive by Chinatown and buy these starter 13 boxes, which I'm so excited for. I've been having a blast. Unlike my downtime. Okay, so it hasn't won any tournaments, at least overseas, but this dude, Sabo, Red Yellow Sabo, so freaking fun. It is such a good deck. I've had so much luck with it, and when you play yellow, that's kind of the name of the game. A lot of it is luck dependent, but it's been so freaking fun to play. And there's some combos and synergies that, I don't see anyone playing, so I don't know, maybe we'll do a video on these brothers here on the channel. I want to start doing some more pre-recorded videos for this game. They're going to have to happen over the weekend for me. Like, maybe I'll pre-record something in the morning. I want to do something for Yamato. I feel like she's fine, but she's popular enough. At any rate, did you watch the Fallout series?
I did not.
Okay, well, you can. It's fine. The series was fine. I'd give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10. It was okay.
7 or 8 is still pretty good.
Yeah, it's watchable. I would say that there was some loose ends with the finale, and I didn't really like some of the character relationships. But other than that, the ghoul was great. Ella Purnell, who plays the Fallout girl, fantastic. And I'm really only thinking of it because, like, we just did the Fallout set, and it was such a blast to explore that set, and then revisiting it with the show, and thinking about the games I used to play. It's just nice. Yes, this is just an ice cube. Oh, I got ice on my keyboard. Yes, this is just an ice cube. I'm trying to get the water out of it before I pull my Reposado. Oh, there's water on my keyboard. If the show crashes, we'll just blame it on that. But guys, yeah, and then we'll carry the torch for me.
Indeed.
Make it happen.
Even though that if you get cut out, then I'm probably also getting cut out.
We'll figure it out. But no, the series was fine. I would recommend watching it. Watch Delicious in Dungeon first. Do you watch anime?
Yeah, a bit.
Oh, I didn't know that. Watch Delicious in Dungeon on Netflix. It's
good.
Have you watched it?
I've been watching
clips
from it. I haven't actually sat down and watched it.
It is the best anime I've seen in a long while. It's so good. It's like all the favorite elements of the kind of RPG, anime, escapist shows that you'd expect, but a lot of comedy, like equal parts comedy plus I just love food. I really do love food. I think culinary experiences are my favorite, and the show is all about food for the most part. But yeah, it's so damn good. Highly recommend it. Kind of need replicated ring. Padim was suggested in the chat.
That's very, very fun.
I think Padim would actually be really cool and would help with your Revel and Riches plan. So guys, I think it's time to talk, I guess, a little bit about the legendary we'll be playing today, or at least brewing. I do need to stop for RuPaul finale at some point during the stream, so you know. Also, I just want to lead with this because I think it's people, I don't know, not openly, but there's a lot of like negative clicking on these channels. I don't know how negative reception with, I guess, our opinions on decks. This is just a blueprint of what Obeka can be, and we're looking at this from the lens of CEDH players. So if we happen to not like it, or it doesn't turn out the way we want it to, it's only because we're brewing it within like an hour in most instances. The best way to get your input in on these live streams is to participate while they're live. So I'll encourage you to do that. If you didn't like our opinion on a previous deck tech and or tier list or any other live stream, highly recommend that. I hate seeing upset people. But other than that, we're going to be talking about Obeka. This was voted on. Dude, the poll was so damn close between Roxanne and Obeka. And it was interesting because after the poll closed, someone commented on the post that everyone's doing Obeka and that they wanted to see a Roxanne, which is kind of staggering to me because Roxanne is sort of the clearer legendary to pick, right? It just has a cleaner play line.
Yeah.
Obeka's a little awkward, but I don't know. Having sat on it for a week after, well, not a whole week, but a partial week when this was our determined legendary for our brewing session today. I mean, there are some cards that are coming to mind that actually look like they're extremely playable with her, but what are your thoughts on Obeka? I'll actually switch the screen so you guys can see who we're talking about.
Obeka is really odd and really weird, and I don't have a lot of hopes for how Obeka is going to actually play out.
Right.
But there is potential. It's just very, very weird.
So, might as well talk about it while we have it on the screen. She's a generic and Grixis. If I'm not mistaken, that's the same casting cost as the previous Obeka. Ogre Warlock instead of a wizard. 2/5 body. You're living on borrowed time. She has Menache, and whenever Obeka, Splitter of Seconds, deals combat damage to a player, you get that many additional upkeep steps after this phase. So, she has Menache, as I said. If you get through, you'll get 2 upkeeps. If she gets buffed, you'll get that many upkeeps, right? 2 plus X. And this could be anything from equipment to instant or sorcery speed spells, auras, whatever. I don't really think we're too concerned about going much deeper into that value, but I mean, maybe there's a strategy where we just want a shit ton of that one trigger and we know it will be beneficial. Maybe we give her fire breathing. I don't know. Maybe we give her something where we can plug in X value to get X power out of it. There's a lot of things to research with this, but the first thing that I think we should consider are our upkeep effects, things that are relevant during upkeep. And as was suggested, we already discussed Padim. Padim is fantastic. It gives your artifacts hexproof, but moreover, just look over Padim really quick. I think she's 3 generic and a blue. Yeah. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control the artifact with the highest value or tied for the highest value, you draw a card. So, this translates to 4 mana. All your artifacts are hexproof. If you hit with Obeka, you draw 2 cards, provided you have the highest cost artifact. She's 4. The One Ring is popular, and she is, she's not an artifact creature, excuse me. But the highest cost artifact that's commonly played is generally the One Ring. So beating that could be difficult unless you have your One Ring out. I almost feel like this is maybe a little a bridge too far. I don't know how high we want to go on our upkeep relevant cards, but I think 4 is a good cap, particularly when 3 generic is in the cost. But there are two cards that come to mind when I saw this. There's a card that I've always wanted to win the game with. And it's in the thumbnail. So the thumbnail for this video isn't entirely a lie, I promise. It says win on upkeep, potentially, because there's Revel in Riches. Will and I were talking about this off camera. I didn't know it was a $14 card for some reason.
It makes treasure. It makes treasure.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. It's 4 generic and a black. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, create a treasure token. So not exile, specifically die. Luckily, exile is reserved for other colors. But at the beginning of your, outside of the rollicking, deadly rollick, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 10 or more treasures, you win the game. That is actually not difficult to do, considering that Dockside Extortions exist, right? So Dockside, play this out with mana outside of treasures, right? Try to. And then potentially win the game. Or, what was it? It's the other thing in the mechanized... It's the other thing in the thumbnail. Mechanized production.
Yeah.
So this card is... This, I think, is going to be a bomb for this deck. I do think we can actually win the game in much the same fashion. 2 generic and double blue aura. Enchant artifact you control. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of said artifact. It could be a token. It doesn't say non-token artifact. So you could do this with treasures, the same thing we've been working with. Then if you control 8 or more artifacts with the same name as one another, you win the game. I don't know. That seems pretty possible to me, right? Because sometimes when you do the Dockside thing, the question is, well, I've got a lot of mana, but I don't necessarily have a win with this. What's cool about making all of the mana is with something like this or Revel in Riches, all you had to do was make all of the mana. But in a normal game, you'd have to wait a rotation to see if that upkeep ever comes, and this is on the battlefield. But in this instance, Obeka says, yeah, that upkeep's now, plus another one, right? So I do think that these two are practical for the list, and I want to add them. We didn't officially start this video, I'm sorry, but I do think that those two could actually be played in this list and potentially win the game. I don't know that these are really going to work as well as I'm hoping, but shit, we're going to add a Praetor's Grasp, we're going to get other people's Docksides, we're going to use clone creatures to double down on Docksides, we're going to snap Dockside, we're going to do everything we can to make a shit ton of treasures, and then just go off with one of these two auras, right? But that also means we need to put down a 4-cost Obeka, so it's not, all peaches and cream. Anyway, Will, thoughts?
Well, first I want to point out that a leather jacket apparently makes a wizard become a warlock and get menace.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Here you go. I gotta say, I love both these arts. I really do love this original art, though. She looks like such a badass. But the glass is breaking in a different way, if you notice. Like, this is like the hole she punched in that other piece. It's like the opposite of glass breakage. I don't know what to say. Anyway, go on.
And then another interesting... So there are two things that I want to talk about as good options with Obeka. One, somebody brought this up in chat, and it's Replicating Ring. And it's basically a 3-mana artifact that can tap for a mana, but on your upkeep, you put a counter on it, and then if you get 8 or more counters on it, you remove all of them and make 8 copies of this.
Mechanized production.
Or named a Replicated Ring, so they're not copies, they don't do their own multiplication. But it's still making a ton of copies of these every couple turns, and with Obeka, you're speeding that up. So you're just eventually gonna, with this one card, have like 30 mana to play with. So that's one thing. The other thing is the initiative. And the reason why the initiative is kind of insane with Obeka is because the dungeon that you get off of it is the Undercity. The Undercity, and I'm going to quickly pull it up so I can read off of it.
I like the Bone Horde Dracosaur, by the way, was just suggested. Dinosaur Dragon. Now, We're in Grixis. We can reanimate this stuff too, so don't think it's like impossible to get a 5 drop down. But sorry, is there an initiative card you want to look at in particular?
A couple. As long as we have anything that gives us initiative so that initiative is in the game, we do insane things because I'm gonna list the optimal pathway off of the Undercity just because why
Oh,
not?
can you give me one card that gives us initiative? I'm sorry, just so I can put it up.
Sure thing. Sarevok's Tome, so Sarevok's
S
Tome.
S A R
Yeah, Sarevok.
E
Yeah, E is an eel.
Saravok?
Sarevok. He's the random black partner guy that I like, or
Sorry,
background partner.
Saravok. All right, Saravok's Tome. So when it enters battlefield, you take the initiative. Continue.
It's simple as that. So, the Undercity has a bunch of different paths that you can go down, and for those who don't know, whenever you gain the initiative, you venture through the Undercity, or at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have the initiative, you venture into the Undercity. So if we attack somebody with Obeka, we get the initiative, go through the Undercity, then get 2 extra upkeeps going through the Undercity twice.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason why that's really insane. Because to start off, we search a basic land from our deck and put it into our hand. Secondly,
Great.
we get 2+1/+1 counters on target creature we control, which is always Obeka, meaning Obeka is now going to be a 4/7.
Mm-hmm.
And then we either deal 5 to a player or go to creature player controls, which is
just frees up the menace. Ensures you get the menace on someone.
yeah. And then next, you draw a card, and finally, you reveal the top 10 cards of your library, put a creature from among them onto the battlefield with 3+1/+1 counters, and hexproof until the end of the turn, then shuffle. So basically, the 2+1/+1 counters, the draw, and the creature pulling effect are the main things that we really care about here. But as long as we keep buffing Obeka, we hit somebody, get the initiative, and then go through the Undercity 4 times because we already went through it once. Oh, that's enough to get 2 more counters on Obeka. Okay, well then we're going to do it again, and this time it's going to be 6 times. Oh, that's enough to get 2 more counters on Obeka and then some. So, okay, and then we're hitting and doing it 8 times. Oh, that's 4 counters now. So on and so on.
Was there an extra turn style build we could do in this? To your knowledge? I know it was suggested, I think, during our live stream tier review to potentially do like an Obeka extra turns. That could be a thing.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how many good upkeep extra turn effects there are.
All right. But, well, before we dive any deeper, though, I want to officially kick this off. I'm sorry, guys. Just so I know where to cut to. But hi, guys. I'm Patrick Morlett, your local game guy, and today we're brewing Obeka Splitter of Seconds, or otherwise known as Obeka, not Rebecca. That's what I called the deck on Tapped Out. So you can visit that list in the description by clicking the link right next to the title of her name. But if you want to follow along there, you can. If you want to follow along with us during the stream, you can by watching the stream. And of course, you can participate in what we incorporate in this build and obviously the basic strategy of it by commenting in the live chat. So if you're here for that, please do that. And also, if you can leave this with a like, it does help a whole lot with these live streams. But on that note, Will, where do you want to start with Obeka? I know you had a thought I want you to finish, but I definitely want to start steering the ship towards upkeep shenanigans. I think there's a lot to do there. I don't think playing Obeka is going to be difficult. It's just making the most out of her that's going to be difficult.
Yeah. I think because the initiative is so strong with Obeka, having like a small handful of initiative cards is good. So we have like
let's look at sorry. I want to put that on my computer as well. It's just being a little slow. Damn it.
Yeah, but the few that I would probably recommend are like Ravenloft Adventurer, Sarevok's Tome, Caves of Chaos Adventurer, and then the Aarakocra Sneak. Those are just a couple cards that are 4 mana that say ETB, let's start the initiative.
When you start the initiative, once you finish a dungeon, like it stays active the whole time? So like if you finish a dungeon, like a new one starts?
Yeah, you can keep looping through the same dungeon over and over and over again if you want. And that's kind of the plan.
So you wanted Aarakocra Sneak?
Yeah, so Sneak is just 4 mana ETB, get the initiative. The other 3 are get the initiative and do something. So Ravenloft Adventure is a little bit of Grave Hate and ETB gain the initiative. Sarvok's Tome is a little bit of ramp and gain the initiative. And then
Hate the name of this thing. Ara Cockra Sneak. Jesus.
I
Those.
know.
Wait. So there's that one. We've got Blood Boil Sorcerer is also another way to just gain the initiative. Is there not a cheaper one?
I think 4. 4 is the lowest that there is.
Damn. Well, how many? Wait, I'm sorry. You mentioned 3 that you thought were good. I guess Saravok's Tome is solid.
Yeah, I mean it's 4 mana, get 2 mana back, or get 1 mana back, and then it becomes 2 mana if you have the initiative. So it's just a good card, or good enough card.
Right. The flyer is okay. Sphinx of the Second Sun and Bone Horde Dracosaur are pretty easy to spin with the initiative. Just battlefield, you have the initiative and a treasure token. Huh. Loot Dispute is good. Did you mention that one?
I don't think I did.
You just get a treasure. And if you attack the person who has the initiative, you get another treasure.
Oh, yeah.
Loot Dispute is great.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Sorry, I'm going to read through a few of these. Call of the Ring pays off quick with Obeka.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, it might as well. Guys, anything, and I love these suggestions, by the way, anything that's going to start up an added effect in the game, like we're talking about initiative, going through the dungeon, the One Ring, you're called by the ring, and then you get effects. Anything like that, please feel free to chime in. But Call of the Ring for sure sounds good to me. I just want to read through these. Feel free to just keep letting me know if cards you'd like to include, Will, and I'll drop them in.
Did we add a replicating ring yet?
I did add replicating ring.
Nice.
Pretty sure, yeah. I've just never really looked over initiative cards before. I mean, I know it's just a free thing to do in some cubes, but it's not really
it's broken in 1v1. It's fair in Commander.
Mm-hmm. Sacrifice an artifact or creature, goad target creature, Crown of Madness. Whenever a Blood Boil Sorcerer enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. It's kind of cool. Blood Boil Sorcerer is cool. We'll consider the best of these in just a moment. Caves of Chaos Adventure. Whenever Caves of Chaos Adventure attacks, exile the top card of your library. If you completed a dungeon, you may play that card this turn. Otherwise, you may... Seems good to me.
We're completing a dungeon.
I hope so. I really do hope so. Caves of Chaos Adventure. I want to stop again at 4. I don't think we want to go much higher than that.
Yeah, I think that's fair, because we can tutor for one if we really need to, and then once we get one into play, we don't need the others too much.
This is kind of cool. Trailblazer's Torch. When it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. Whenever a equipped creature becomes blocked, it deals 2 damage to each blocking creature. You know, not crucial, but kind of cool. Whenever this comes into play, again, the initiative, whenever a vicious battle rager becomes blocked. No. Don't want that. Unless there's like a really good creature that we could reanimate that's worth playing, like Tomb of Horrors. Rilsa Rail Kingpin? Whenever you attack, target creature gains death touch until end of turn. If you completed a dungeon, no. There's a battlefield, you take the initiative. You take the initiative whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it. If you've completed the dungeon, copy that spell twice instead. That's kind of cute.
Oh, if we want to do graveyard stuff, because I know you were mentioning potential reanimator, one card we might like is Forgotten Creation. It's 3 and a blue for a 3/3 Skulker. At the beginning of your upkeep, discard your hand and draw that many cards.
What's the name of it again?
Forgotten Creation.
Forgotten Creation. Kind of like that. No, that sounds dope.
It shreds through our deck very quickly.
Target creature gains menace and haste. You know, that's actually kind of cute. Stirring Bard. So it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. The menace is less important, but the haste is kind of important, and it's also giving us initiative. So if Obeka dies and we recast her, we can give her haste off of the Dragon Bard. It's honestly not a bad one. That's better than the flyer, in my opinion. No offense, flyer. Okay, that's as much as I want to look at initiative cards. Think any suspend cards would be good. Think any suspend cards would be good.
Maybe
Maybe.
Bane Tutor, the like demonic tutor in
Yeah.
black.
So, I'm sorry, I'm going to catch up with you guys. Since most upkeep effects deal you damage, look at 0 casting cost Dark Sphere just to reduce life lost so you can put run opponents. So you can put run opponents. As foretold. As foretold, you say. Beginning of your upkeep, put a time counter on as foretold. Once each turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for a spell you cast with mana value X, where X is the number of time counters on as foretold. I like as foretold. I mean, thoughts on this one?
It's a mini omniscience. Eventually, it's just gonna say you play your most expensive spell for free every turn. So I like it. It's cool. One card of mine that this is a pet card that I really like for red, and it might be good enough. Wildfire Devils, 3 in a red for a 4/2 devil that says ETB and the beginning of your upkeep. Choose a random player. That player exiles an instant or sorcery card from the graveyard. Copy that card. You may cast the copy without playing its mana cost. So Wildfire Devils is just gonna cast stuff from people's graveyards at random pretty quickly. I like it.
Do we use Soul Talisman in this deck?
What does Soul Talisman do?
Suspend 3 for 1. Tap to make 2 generic. Mox Tantalite?
Nah.
Lotus Bloom? I'm just looking at suspend cards.
If you want to look at a real suspend card, look at the Joyra, the suspend Joyra. We just get to cast stuff from our hand for 2 mana instead of their actual cost.
Which Joyer was that again?
The only Joyra with suspend.
Joyer of Gitu. Exile an online card from your hand. Put 4 time counters on the exiled card. It doesn't have suspend. It gains suspend. Could do that.
Spend our cards from our hand, cast them for free. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know how much suspend is too much suspend. Most of these are suspend 3. So
Yeah.
suspend 2, deal 13 damage to target creature. Shivan Meteor. Yo, this shit is amazing. This is so cool. It's a little much though. That's definitely overkill.
So if we want to do something potentially funny and potentially dumb, actually no, that's not even worth recommending. I was gonna say Grell Philosopher. It's a 2 and a blue, and it says at the beginning, or when this enters and at the beginning of your upkeep, each horror you control gains activated abilities of target artifact and opponent controls until the end of the turn. You can spend blue mana as those mana of any color for the abilities on those cards. But yeah, it's funny, but I don't think it's going to do much because it's always just going to be, I copy a rock.
Okay, so I think I'm done looking at suspend. I want to look at what other cards did we mention? So Grixis. I mean, I'm probably just going to shoot to upkeep now. I just want to see what specifically at the beginning. Or, anything that revolves around upkeep, honestly. I just want to see everything that revolves around upkeep. If there's anything that's like super high costed and super effective, let me know. Like if there's something that's worth running that, we could reanimate potentially, let me know. Also, if there's any novelty lands that would be useful. You may choose not to untap Bottomless Vault during your untap phase and put a storage counter on it instead. Wait.
I think it's reworded. If you click on it, you can see the rules text.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, dude. Look at this. Dwarven Hold. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Dwarven Hold is tapped, put a storage counter on it. Enters the battlefield, tap. You may choose not to untap Dwarven Hold during your untap step. That's kind of cute. I mean, it's a cool way to make use of these old lands from Fallen Empires. Karn Legacy Reforged, the other artifact that does the same thing. Karn Legacy Reforged. Its power and toughness are each equal to the greatest mana value among artifacts you control. At the beginning of your upkeep, for each artifact you control, you generate that much mana. This mana can't be spent to cast non-artifact spells until the end of turn. You don't lose mana as steps and phases end.
There's another card that does that but doesn't say non-artifact. It's what is it? Is it Blinkmoth Urn?
Hmm.
I'd love it if I got that off the top of my head. Oh my gosh, I did. Blinkmoth Urn. 5 mana at the beginning of each player. Oh no, never mind. It's freaking pre-combat main phase, not upkeep.
You know what's funny? Like, the baubles are actually quite good, right? Mistress Bauble, draw a card at the beginning of your next turn's upkeep.
It's only going to draw you
Next
one
turn?
card still.
No, yeah.
I think it's reworded as the next upkeep.
Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. So it can't be this turn's additional upkeep, right? At the beginning of your next upkeep, Pact of the Titan, Pact of Negation, don't use those in advance. Sand Silo, another one of those goofy storage cards. I'm really going to pour over a lot of upkeep cards here. Guys, please let me know if there's any specific ones you like in particular, but Ether Vial would be good in this list. Am I wrong? At the beginning of your upkeep, you put a charge counter on Ether Vial. You just put creatures onto the battlefield. Mana value equal to the number of charge counters in Ether Vial from your hand. Sadly, it's not equal to... not less than. Maybe not for this deck then. Does not untap during upkeep enchanted creatures controller. Nah.
Now, one question is, how crazy do we want to go with things? Because theoretically, we could do Mind Unbound or we could do Psychic Vortex, and they're both basically cumulative upkeep, draw a card, and then at the beginning of your... and then Vortex is at the beginning of your end step, sack a land and discard your hand. But Mind Unbound is at the beginning of your upkeep, put a lore counter on it and draw a card for each lore counter on it. So, cumulative upkeep, draw a card.
How much do they cost, these two cards?
So, Vortex is 4, 2 blue, and then Unbound is 6, 4 blue. There's also the Mirror, but I don't know if that's upkeep. I want to check Magic Mirror.
Can you give me the 4-cost one's name again?
Yes, it is... Oh, freaking... Did I...
Inventor's Fair would also give us life if we had Inventor's Fair in the deck. Stormtrooper. I'd probably go with that over Ivory Tower. Right. I forget how much life you get from Ivory Tower, though.
Hold up. I'm just going to search it up.
Excuse me.
I messed up because I think I closed the tab. So, Psychic Vortex. It is our one ring for Obeka.
Cumulative upkeep, and again, Beseech the Mirror would find this too. Cumulative upkeep, draw a card. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice a land and discard your hand. You know, honestly, Psychic Vortex is pretty freaking legit. I don't mind it. Sacrifice a land does suck, I'm not gonna lie. But discard your hand, like, this is gonna get really big. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's gonna get pretty big pretty fast.
Let's try Psychic Vortex.
Didn't close the tab. I was just being dumb.
Let's see here. Mana Crypt plus chance encounter to win the game. What? Wait, is this what I think it is? At the beginning of your upkeep, if your a chance encounter has 10 or more luck counters on it, you win the game. Whenever you win a coin flip. Yeah, Jeff, you're not wrong. Let's not forget, people. It is a coin flip. People roll dice on Mana Crypt, but it is technically a coin flip you should be making.
By the way, the Magic Mirror is probably one of the better upkeep effects as well. It's 6 blue for a legendary artifact. This costs 1 less for each instant or sorcery spell in your graveyard. You have no maximum hand size and cumulative upkeep, draw a card.
That's sick as shit.
Yeah.
Robin, I see your comment. Let me read over it. I've been playing Obeka this week, and she has literally never survived one rotation. She is very cool, but draws a lot of hate right now. That doesn't... I don't see why she would necessarily. I mean, if I'm not presenting anything, right? Like, you cast her, and then I think the next turn you'd probably cast that big upkeep thing. Or you'd probably try to cast those in advance, and then run her out with something like Hall of the Bandit Lord. Try to get some use out of her immediately. Because if you really read Obeka, she is a 4-cost do-nothing. So you need to be representing a threat, in my opinion, for her to be hated out. It is interesting to hear that, though. I don't like hearing that at all. Plarg and Nasari, I don't remember what it does, Espresso. But if you think it's a good card, I'll take your word on it.
That's a impulse draw from everybody's library effect. Yep, Plarg and Nasari, 3 red for a legendary creature Orc Efreet with 5 power, 4 toughness. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player exiles the top card of the library until they exile a non-land card. An opponent chooses a non-land card exiled this way. You can cast up to 2 cards from among the exiled cards other than the one chosen, without paying their mana cost.
So guys, no card is a bad card. No card is a bad card. Feel free to suggest anything you'd like, and of course, I think we'll go through everything together.
Crow.
Did we add? Well, okay, that's a bad card. No, you know what? Will, if that's what you want. We're looking at specifically upkeep related cards.
Actually, one thing better than Stormcrow. I gotta find this card. Hold up. Give me a second. New.
Do we play Ingenious Prodigy?
There we go. Raven of Fell Omens. There we go. Edgy Stormcrow.
Rising Waters would be funny. You get more untapped than anyone else. People are playing Descent to Avernus, so you pretty much have to remove her or you draw. At the beginning of your upkeep, put 2 Descent counters on Descent to Avernus. Then each player creates X treasure tokens, and Descent to Avernus deals X damage to each player, or X is the number of Descent counters on Descent to Avernus.
That's a lot of mana.
Do you like it?
I mean, we're like paying 5 mana, hitting with Obeka, and then immediately getting at minimum 2 upkeeps. So that's
only
3.
That's generic and a red.
Sorry, I thought that was a 4 for a second when it was zoomed out. Yeah. So that's a fully refunded card in one go, and then it deals 3 damage, and then next turn it's just going nuts.
Do we still use Mystic Remora?
Yeah, even though it's counterproductive.
Well, you know what's funny though? Mystic Remora and Braid of Fire. God, match made in heaven. Yeah, I'll just use the mana. You'll always have Mystic Remora. Do you know what I mean?
Braid of Fire is also just a pretty decent card because we can go off on upkeeps to try to do stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Braid of Fire, by the way, guys, is an older cumulative upkeep card. It would make red mana during your upkeep, and this was at the time where you had mana burn. So, it would be a detriment if you weren't using it. In modern Magic, it's not a detriment, and we're just making red mana. So it's kind of cool. I think we definitely want to use it. And I'm sorry, guys, if I'm not keeping up with everything. I'll read your comments.
Actually, Patrick, it's a newer cumulative upkeep effect. Cold Snap came after cumulative upkeep effects were starting to be printed, so it's one of the newer ones.
Oh my god. Ends me. Blue braids. What does blue braids do again?
Each player can put a permanent from their hand into play on upkeep. Sorry, the turn player puts a permanent from hand into play on upkeep.
Maybe Wild Evocation is fun braids-like card, but lets you maybe put enchantments in. The Indestructible Hockey Puck.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, look, there are some bad cards. What I'm just trying to suggest is that we look for decent upkeep cards here. Okay?
Patrick, we need Raven of Fell Omen. It's edgy freaking Stormcrow.
It's never going to happen. Ray of Erasure. Target player puts top left. I don't want that. Quest for Ula's Temple. Again, this might be a tedious search. I just want to make sure we're not missing anything that's potentially good. Stormworld. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, deals X damage to that player where X is 4 minus cards in hand. Stormworld was like a fun utility in stacks list. Let's see here. Thran Turbine's really cute. I've always wanted to use it, but I don't even think it's good here.
Yeah, one card I do want to pitch is a fun idea. Potentially Laughing Jasper Flint.
You're just gonna try to plug him every chance you get.
So here's the thing: the only reason why I'm even recommending him, it's because Obeka is an outlaw. Same with Jasper, so it's impulse to an opponent's deck every single turn or every single upkeep. So you're impulsing a lot. Mm-hmm. So it's like a weird. It's I will say it's better than the what's it called? The Wildlands or whatever from the Fallout set. The red enchantment that impulse draws 2 cards on your upkeep.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jasper is better than that for this deck, at least.
Okay, sorry. We're gonna look over that. New Dark Confidant art.
Yeah.
By the way, do we just want to add the Dark Confidants of the world?
Yeah, Dark Confidant, Call of the Ring, maybe for Phyrexian Arena.
No. I'll do Dark Tutelage though. But isn't there a new one that's just better?
So,
Black Market Connections.
The only reason why I like Phyrexian over Dark Tutelage is because Dark Confidant effects are probably worse for our deck than Phyrexian Arena, because we do have some high CMC cards in there.
Oh, Black Market Connections isn't bad though, but it's
Yeah.
not going to trigger multiple times, sadly.
How so?
It's at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase. Yeah, it's a little awkward, but it's technically better than all of these. It's just yeah. Sorry, you said Phyrexian Arena because you don't want to take as much damage.
Yeah.
You're just worried about damage, Will. I'm
Yes.
not. I want all the damage. Tempting Contract. I'm sorry. So I'm going to look up some of the cards you guys are suggesting. When we hit a new page, I'll do that. Hondens, if I'm not mistaken, is like a black card. Honden of Night's Reach. These are all shrines. I'll read the Infinite Rage first. At the beginning of your upkeep, Infinite Rage deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of shrines you control. Okay. Beginning of your opponent discards a card for each shrine you control. This shrine lets you draw a card for each shrine you control. My only issue is that Honden of the Seeing Winds is 5 mana. So I'm off that one. Tempting Contract.
If we want to do something maybe stupid but really powerful, Sands of Time. Players skip their untap steps at the beginning of each player's upkeep. That player simultaneously taps and untaps all artifact, creature, and land cards they control. So the tap stuff becomes untapped, the untapped stuff becomes tapped. So we just keep tapping all of our stuff in response to it.
Sorry, you said Sands of Time. You mean the one enchant, the artifact?
Yeah, we could think of that. It's maybe not the best, but it's an option.
Each player skips their untap step. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player well, I mean, we benefit the most from this.
Yeah, because we just keep tapping all of our stuff.
Oh my god, the one ring with this out, and you're just getting multiple upkeeps. I mean, that's a lot of damage.
I die faster than anyone.
Right, but you're gonna draw faster than anyone too. Sands of Time is actually kind of legit.
Oh yeah, you're saying Sands of Time with doing that. Yeah.
No, it's bad, but I mean it's also good. Eye of Vecna. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 2 if you do draw a card and you lose 2 life. I like Eye of Vecna. I don't like it here.
So there's a dumb combo that I freaking love, and I just need to find a way to keep recurring this card. But Second Chance. If you, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 5 or less life, sacrifice this and take an extra turn. So the idea is that if you have a way of recurring this, you just take infinite extra turns. But
is it an enchantment?
It's an enchantment.
That's not a bad idea. Have the courts already been put in? They have not. I need to see what the courts do. Generous Plunderer. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may create a treasure token. If you do, target opponent creates a tapped treasure token. Attacks and deals combat damage to a defending player equal to the number of artifacts they control. That's kind of cool. Generous Plunderer is a weird one. This is a new one. Do you see this yet? Generous Plunderer. Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah. I've seen that one.
I'm going to look at Keen Duelist once we hit the next page. I'm curious to check that out, though. I put Tempting Contract in Espresso. I actually don't mind that one. It's kind of cool. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a colorless artifact token named Landmine onto the battlefield, where you pay X. It does 2 target. That's too much text. Can't be good if it has that much text. During your upkeep, if there are 7 or more lands in play, sacrifice it to destroy all lands. Jinx. Yes. Arcane. Please, Season 2. When? I need it. Draw a card, exile a card. No. Sorry. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you and target player reveal the top card of your library, you each lose life equal to the mana value. We're not doing that.
Okay, now hear me out, Eon Hub.
How does that card read again?
Players skip their upkeep steps.
No,
We're skipping more steps than anybody else.
Yeah. How about Lotus Bloom? 2 generic. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a petal counter on Lotus Blossom. Sacrifice Lotus Blossom. Add X mana of any one color where X is the number of petal counters on Lotus Blossom.
It's cool. The only thing I don't like is that you sacrifice it.
Yeah. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have control 10 or more snow permanents, Merit, Ledge, Slumber. No. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, if there are 4 or more basic land types, it does 3 damage to them. Nope. Oath of Ghouls. If there are more creature cards in your graveyard, the player may return a creature card from his or her graveyard to their hand. Huh. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, Oath of Ghouls. If there was a way to like self-sacrifice the dockside to keep doing that, that would be gnarly. Any of the courts will win the game, especially with extravagant replication or buff cards like Hatred or Blackblade. Is this for CEDH or just general play? This is going to be for CEDH, so try to keep cards oriented towards CEDH. But I'll look at the courts in just a second. 4 more creatures in your graveyard may return a creature card. Sorry, there's going to be a little bit of searching. So we get down to 3 CMC ones at the bottom of this page, but court. Actually, what came up first? Keen Duelist came up first. I'll look at that. Oh, nope. I read her without even realizing it. I'll look up Tavern Brawler, and then we can look at the courts really quick. Tavern Brawler. Commander creatures you own have, at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. This creature... Yeah, I like Tavern Brawler. I do like Tavern Brawler. And we'll look at the courts. It's Court of, right? Are you talking about those courts?
Yeah.
All right, which of these is good? Court of Cunning enters the battlefield. You become the monarch. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you draw a card. If I'm not mistaken, that's what having the crown says. At the beginning of your upkeep, if any number of target players each mill 2 cards. If you're the monarch, each of those players mills 10 cards instead. This could be just good for us if we're trying to set up a Underworld Breach loop or line of play, right? I could see us using Court of Cunning just to brain freeze ourselves. Do you like Court of Cunning at 3 CMC? I don't. Seems
I think
good.
it's better to use Court of Cunning to just nuke players, because the entire idea is that if we hit somebody, get Monarch, and then get Obeka triggers, your opponents are milling 20, so it's a fifth of their library in the grave.
Yeah. You know, honestly, Court of Ambition's the shit. Dude, you thought Court of Cunning was the shit? It ain't even the fart. Because Court of Ambition, they're just losing 6 life and discarding 2 cards. Yes, please.
Yeah, several times.
Yes, please. Yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you. I'll take that one. I'll take one of those. Court of Embereth. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 3/1 red knight creature token. Then, if you're Monarch, Court of Embereth deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of creatures you control. This one kind of sucks. Penis.
I mean, does it? Because if it's triggering like 2 times, then it's dealing 2 damage to each opponent, then 3 damage to each opponent, so that's 5 to each opponent in one go. Then next turn it's doing, what is it, 4 then 5?
Court of Embereth, I don't know, dude. Which one are you going to beseech the mirror? Which one are you beseeching the mirror for, Will?
Let's see.
Ambition.
Ambition. Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't want to flood my deck with too many of these. I get that they're good. Look, I'm going to put Court of Embereth on the side for now. If we elect to use it, then...
Actually, let's search up a Court of Antris. That's what I beseech the mirror for.
Give me... Oh, I see it. Wait, I'm going to save it for last. We'll go to Court of Ire. Court of Ire. At the beginning of your upkeep, Court of Ire deals 2 damage to any target. If your Monarch, deals 7 damage to target that player or permanent instead. Not at 5. Court of Lochthwain. At the beginning of your exile top card of target opponent's library, you may play that card as long as the card remains exiled. And then a mana anytime. If you're a Monarch, until end of turn, you may cast a spell from among exiled cards without paying its mana cost. Court of Lochthwain is a win. Court of Lochthwain is great.
Court of Lochthwain is a worse Jasper.
Okay, Will. Jasper Flint. But, I mean, you're also drawing a card, Will. But I get what you're saying. Court of Vantris. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose up to one other target enchantment or artifact. If you're the monarch, you may create a token that's a copy of it. If you're not the monarch, you may have Court of Vantress become a copy of it, except it has this ability. What are the best options?
Hitting your rocks and then just making a ton of each rock. If you can do some weird shenanigans where you can get 2 Court of Vantress into play, then you are making so many Court of Vantresses.
All right, sorry, that was a real departure there. The Ninth Doctor for even more upkeeps. Portal to Phyrexia, Sin Prodder, Protection Racket. Portal to Phyrexia. It's the one that it's an expensive one, right? Yeah. At the beginning of your upkeep, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So I like Portal to Phyrexia in my Tinker builds when I'm playing Cube. I don't know how I feel about it here. 9 is a lot, and there isn't a good way to cheat this out. Am I mistaken? Is there a way to just drop 9-cost artifacts?
Not really, other than treasure generation stuff. But
Vantress over Lockthwain. Damn, the Lockthwain hate. Vantress works with mech. I know, mechanized production. I added mechanized production. We're doing that, by the way. Okay. Sorry, guys. I could do this all day. Let me know all your favorite upkeep cards. Really, the rest of this list is probably easy to make. It's Grixis. Right, yeah. So I don't think it's going to be difficult. I do really want to just nail what our best upkeep options are. Use Court of Vantress to make a copy of Court of Ambition and GG. Did we put Court of Ambition in? I think we did. Yeah. Let me save and continue just to make sure you guys have the updated list. There's 62 cards in it. So far, so good. Okay. Oh, damn, it's getting close to that time. RuPaul's Drag Race waits for no man. Or woman. When Tithing Blade... Nope. How about Triskaidekaphile? Triskaidekaphile. If you have exactly 13 cards in your hand, you win the game.
Yeah, honestly, sure. Just because you win pretty easily.
Call of the Ring, Christopher Robinson is definitely in. Question to go with Mana Crypt question. How fast are we expecting to win with this deck? So I'm going to end that. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to end the poll on the Mana Crypt. This deck looks slow. We do need to consider haste enabling effects. Yes, we definitely need to consider any of the curses. I haven't added any curses. Stormtrooper live stream, RuPaul's too. Maybe. It's on, we're watching it on YouTube TV, or Allison's watching it on YouTube TV. I just need to pause it for her because she's at work. But I just need to take a moment to do that. Remind me in 4 minutes, please. 7:50. I'm going to walk over there and hook her up with that. But yeah, it's very important because tonight's the finale, so I'm sure she wants to watch that. Followed footsteps. That just sounds crazy. I want to look at that in just a second. Are there any enchantment cases, or what are the enchantments, Will, that at the beginning of your upkeep they go to the next chapter or whatever?
Saga.
Are there any sagas worthwhile? Is there a saga we just complete by just...
No. So sagas are at the beginning of each main phase, or at the beginning of your post-combat main phase. They do it in a weird way. Yeah.
At the beginning of each upkeep, if no spells were cast last turn. Okay. Off of that. Okay, followed footsteps.
At the beginning, your enchant creature at the beginning of your upkeep, create a token of enchanted creature, 3 blue. It's fun with Dockside. It's not great anywhere else.
Yeah, I feel like I would rather just use a Phyrexian Metamorph, or what's the 2-cost one?
Are you talking about Phantasmal Image or Fleshy?
Image and Fleshy. I actually like Fleshy a little bit more. I think that we could do some cool shenanigans with Cloudstone in this deck too, if we really wanted to.
It's really funny. More people have been playing Fleshy.
Fleshy's freaking great.
Yeah.
Caught it. You're
It's
welcome.
also funny because I've heard a ton of people refer to it as slushy.
Look at that. I'm glad. Help perpetuate the fleshiness. If you control a red or green permanent, instead draw 2 cards this turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you
Wait.
control a red or green permanent, draw a card, then discard a card. If you control a red permanent and a green permanent, no. CEDH Sanctuary.
Okay.
No, that'd be...
Really, 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 really dumb idea.
Tell me.
But I love it.
Yes.
Chaos Moon. Because it does stack.
At the beginning of your upkeep, count the number of permanents. If the number is odd, until end of turn, red creatures get +1/+1 whenever a player taps a mountain for mana. That player adds an additional red. If the number is even, until end of turn, red creatures get -1/-1, and if a player taps a mountain for mana, the mountain...
It produces generic instead.
So this could just be very bad or very good?
Well, the thing is that we can play whatever, always guarantee that it's going to be odd, and then attack, and then get several triggers of this to stack up so that we make a lot of mana off of our mountains. It is so stupid, but I love it.
I'm gonna hold off on Chaos Moon.
Agreed. If anybody
now.
built this in casual, though, I would love to see you play Chaos Moon.
Yo, culling scales. At the beginning of your upkeep, destroy target non-land permanent at the lowest converted mana cost among non-land permanents in play.
That card's brutal. That's freaking brutal.
Yo, culling scales. Like, yeah,
100% we play that, yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because our commander's 4 mana, our commander's the main thing that we care about.
Right.
Everybody loses all their fast mana.
People losing their treasures and stuff. I think if the deck is slower, there is space for something like a culling scales. I don't hate that. But that's a good way to get rid of threats. Just a good way to kill, the Orcish Bowmaster tokens and shit. Cryptoplasm. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may have Cryptoplasm become a copy of another target creature. If you do, Cryptoplasm gains this ability. That's cute. Kills your tokens. Yeah, Stormtrooper. I was thinking the same thing. I have a gut feeling I'll probably want to remove it, but for now it's good. I want to get past 4 CMC effects that regard upkeep, and then I want to flip this and look at our highest CMC things to see if there's any good reanimate targets, and then I'll be done with upkeep. Mirror Hall Mimic for the backside. Mirror Hall Mimic for the backside. I've been catching a lot of hate with Gonsi too, even though he's a 5-mana do-nothing. Yeah, it's weird with the do-nothings of the world. I gotta know that you're effectively doing something, otherwise there's no reason. Like, if you're not presenting anything, and I mean as soon as it goes on the stack and you tell me that you're doing something, then I'll, cast removal into you. But it doesn't logic to remove something because fear of a threat. Deal with threats when they actually occur, not just because someone, is representing mana to do something. It doesn't logic. Okay. Forsaken Waste. During each player's upkeep, Furnace, at the beginning of your upkeep, at the beginning of your upkeep, no, supposed to cast. Come on, look at Armageddon Clock. I think I know Armageddon Clock. As soon as we go to the next page, I'll look at Armageddon Clock, okay? Sorry, Will. There's so much shit here. Is there anything that's calling out to you, by the way?
Not really. I think we've gotten most of them. But for those who are curious, Armageddon Clock, at the beginning of your upkeep, put a Doom counter on it. At the beginning of your draw step, if Armageddon Clock deals damage equal to Doom counters to each player, pay 4, remove a Doom counter from Armageddon Clock. Any player can activate this, but only during any upkeep step. Yeah, but only during any upkeep step. So, Armageddon Clock just ticks up really fast and starts slapping people. Tis funny.
Tis funny indeed. At the beginning of each upkeep, if no spells were cast last turn, transform. No. Laughing Jasper Flint's pretty legit. I'm not going to lie. I do agree with you. All right, guys. I'm going to leave Will to it. He's going to guide you through the entirety of the rest of this deck.
Yes, 100%.
And so you guys should be finished by the time I get back, right?
Yes,
I'll
totally.
be one second. Feel free to talk through any other deck strategies you'd like to employ. Any combo lines you think we should incorporate? This is Grixis. I feel like we'll probably do Underworld Breach, Brain Freeze, Lion's Eye Diamond, Thassa's Oracle, right? All that stuff. But if there's anything unique to Obeka that you think is useful, I know we touched on Revel and Riches. I know we've touched on Mechanized Production. I'll be back.
All right. Hit me with your other fun, dumb upkeep effects, guys. I just want to see if there's other cool stuff that we're missing. What is that? The Virtue. Oh, you're talking about Virtue of Persistence. Virtue of Persistence, at the beginning of your upkeep, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, and it's a kill spell on the other side. That's not bad. Maybe just because it is removal as a side piece. I do like the Virtues. The Virtues are pretty good. The green one is the most underrated because it's honestly the best adventure side. 1 green. Return target creature or land from your graveyard to your hand. Not bad.
Jeez.
See.
Virtue of Persistence?
Yeah, Virtue of Persistence is the spell, or it's the card that's an adventure for 1 in the black. Give something -3/-3, and you gain 2 life, and then it's 7 mana for an enchantment that says at the beginning of your upkeep, reanimate target creature from a graveyard. Pitiless Plunder in case someone removes Revel. Pitiless Plunder doesn't really do a lot. Mirkwood Bats, nah.
Delina Wild Mage gives you copies of Obeka to multiply your triggers even further. Will, are there any... What is it? The Roaming Throne? Are there any effects that we want to incorporate that double our triggers? Because we're going to see a shit ton of triggers, provided we go off, right? Let me just tell my wife that I paused RuPaul for her. I'm sure she's wondering.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of great copy trigger effects in Grixis. It's pretty much just the Roaming Throne. Delina is when Delina attacks, choose target creature you control and roll a d20. 1 through 14 to make a non-legendary token copy of it that exiles at the end of combat. 15 and 20 do that again, or make that token and roll again. So it's like a weird, a weird Kiki effect that does non-legendary stuff. So Delina might be good.
Yeah or nay on Delina?
It's 2 Obekas, but I'd probably say nay because you can get the same effect out of just giving Obeka +2/+0.
Sorry, my wife is asking me something. Okay. All caught up there. All good. All good on the Eastern Front. We can pass on her.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that, though, about Red Spectre. I'm glad to hear that about laughing Jasper Flint. Excuse me. OG Shieldred to reanimate on upkeeps. You could bring back Herald of Leshrac, which steals a land with cumulative upkeep, but it's 7 mana. Herald of Leshrac. I think I know the one you're talking about. That's some shit right there. Hold up. I do want to look at that.
Dragon Master Outcast. 1 mana, make 10 5/5s. Let's go.
Do they have haste?
No. But you're also making them after combat with
Right.
Obeka, so...
Unless we go for some additional combat shit, dude.
We don't need additional combats.
Why don't we go infinite combat? Why don't we go aggravated assault? What's making treasures that we can just keep attacking? Why don't we want more combat triggers? This is how we get upkeeps.
Yeah, but we can also just buff Obeka. Also, to what end? Upkeeps don't make us mana.
No. Well, Braid of Fire.
That doesn't work though.
Well, not with aggravated assault, but
Not with the one card you care about.
yeah, there's nothing else really. That infinite combat wise. Unless we were isochroning something and had a way to untap it. I have Vecna, Fear of Braid of Fire. Yeah, I have Vecna. I'm kind of off. I think there's other things we could be doing instead, but we did discuss I have Vecna a second ago. Hey, Dual Commander. Hey. OG Shieldred. Let me just look at OG Shieldred.
I like the other thing that we talked about over OG Shieldred, the Virtue of Persistence, because it's a piece of removal that you can use early and then becomes reanimate your opponent's stuff.
Let me look at Leshrac really quick so you guys know what it is. It's this guy right here from Ice Age. Or Cold Snap, excuse me. When Herald of Leshrac leaves play, cumulative upkeep, gain a land you don't control. Herald of Leshrac is really, really badass. It also just gets really big off of your land theft. But this is a really good cumulative upkeep card because if you think about it, even just base Obeka, reanimate Herald of Leshrac, attack with Obeka, 2 additional upkeeps. You gain 1 land, you gain another land. Right? So that's 3 total. You gain 1 land, gain 2 lands. That's what I was trying to say. That's really good, dude.
The only issue I have with it is
Removal.
The next turn you are probably killing your Herald. Because you're probably going on upkeep 3, then attack with Obeka 4, 5. So that's an additional 12 lands. There are probably not 12 lands to steal, and then it dies.
We'll see. I get what you're saying. I like Herald of Leshrac enough to test or put on the sideboard, I guess.
Yeah, I'd sideboard it. It's fun in theory, but I feel like it kind of falls flat because it's its own worst enemy.
So Blue Braids, at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player may put an artifact, creature, or land from their hand onto the battlefield. Do you like Blue Braids, Will?
If we're going big stuff, kinda, but I don't think we need Blue Braids.
Beseech the Mirror.
Probably fine.
Beseech the Mirror, Will.
Yeah, but we can beseech the mirror. Literally anything else. Beseeching the mirror, the initiative is probably one of the best things we can do.
Rising of the Day, Will. 2 generic and a red. Creatures you control have haste. Legendary creatures get +1/+0.
I don't hate that.
Is there a better haste enabler? I'm just putting that out there. No offense, Espresso Fried Bread. Someone mentioned a combo with Leshrac where you keep the lands if you leave, but I can't remember it. It was on Reddit. Preston, let me know if it comes to mind. I'd be curious to hear this.
There's a combo with that in OG Obeka, because what happens is that you can stifle the trigger by skipping or by ending your turn. So that was a combo with old Obeka, but I don't know about new Obeka.
Did you mention Sin Prodder?
I don't think so.
Maybe
No, I mentioned the other devil. I mentioned the other ones. I think it's like Bonfire Devil or something like that.
Thank you for Tavern Brawler earlier, by the way. Chat. I was appreciative. Very appreciative of you.
Did you look at the other thing that was the Keen Duelist?
I did. It was just like a worse Dark Confidant. I think someone
better
mentioned
Dark Confidant in our circumstances.
Why?
Because our opponent's getting burned for our high CMC stuff, and our opponent's not really burning us because they're running low CMC stuff.
Maybe.
Like, granted, somebody else.
But they're drawing a card, though, right?
Yeah, but you just kill them. You burn them to death.
I don't want that, Will. I don't want it. I wish every Obeka splitter of seconds pilot a very dies to mana crypt. Thanks. Never ending nightmare. John Philippe, is that something we should look at? I think that's what it is. Stifle effect. Okay. So cumulative upkeep, discard a card. When Vexing Sphinx dies, draw a card for each edge counter on it. I don't know if I want to discard that many cards. How do you feel, Will?
Nah, I don't want to discard them. It's fun, It's not us though.
It's not.
Not the liberation.
It's
It's
not for
Deshoja.
us. All right. 4 CMC. We're there, people. All Hallows Eve. Do we do it?
No. Especially because of the price tag.
Player removal's the best removal. I don't disagree. Oh, is All Hallows Eve really that expensive?
Yeah, look at the dollar value on that card.
$500+. Now we're good.
Yeah.
Call of the Kindred. Call of the Kindred. Storm. This better be a good card. It's not even showing up. Oh my god. You just gave me a non-existent card. That's a good name for a card, though. Archfiend of Dross. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove an oil counter. No, Pat, you telling me you never windfall because you don't want to give them cards?
It's Call to the
Oh.
Kindred, by the way.
So,
It's a very fun card.
Call to the Kindred, do you think it's worth playing? Tell me what it does.
So it's a 3 and a blue for an aura on a creature that says at the beginning of your upkeep, you may look at the top 5 cards of your library. If you do, put a creature card that shares the type with the enchanted creature from among them onto the battlefield and put the rest on the bottom in a random order. It can be really good. We need ogres and warlocks for that to be great, but we're not making use of it, but we could make use of it. I don't like it though.
Robin, I like the suggestion of that aura. Are you telling me you never cast Windfall Trickster? I will cast a Wheel of Fortune if it's turn 1 for me and turn 0 for everyone else, or I will cast a Wheel of Fortune if in a last-ditch effort off of a Underworld Breach to fill my graveyard and push for a win. It's rare I like giving people solutions unless I have a Grand Abolisher or a Silence effect in effect. I don't run wheels generally. Ever. Yeah. Outside of Nahab, actually. Nahab likes wheels. Do we need support for Obeka? Yes, we want support for Obeka. K9 Mark 1 would be great for Obeka for protecting her and getting her her in for
Ward
damage.
1.
Braid of Fire, Lunar Frenzy. What's Lunar Frenzy do? Preston? You're smiling about it. Bro, who's got you smiling like that?
Lunar Frenzy, X and red. Target creature you control gets +X+O first strike and trample until the end of the turn. Funny. Actually, not as funny because it doesn't stack the mana. It's whatever the cumulative upkeep count is. I wish that was cooler.
It's still pretty dope. I don't mind it. But yeah. Wheels you draw 7, your opponent draws 21. It must be used wisely. Yeah. Any wheel effect, and it's there are obviously good reasons for it. Like when the Hull Breacher was a thing, clearly that was really good. And Notion Thief is still a thing.
Yeah. It's also another way to look at it is that you're drawing 21 and the active player, the threat player, is drawing 7, because if you make it so the game is arch enemy, sometimes giving your opponent's cards is a good thing. But it's not always. A lot of people use wheels wrong. It's really difficult to use wheels well. So yeah, I understand the whole argument of don't use wheels because most people mess up wheels. I'm a guy who messes up with wheels a lot as well. I'm not even going to try to say I'm good at it.
I never failed a wheel.
Yeah, you have.
At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library face down. You may look at it and play that card this turn. Headliner Scarlet? Not good enough. Not good enough. Do we want Hatred with Shizo, Death Storehouse? Hatred, anger would be a good way to give us haste, provided we control the mountain. Hatred, I don't remember what that does.
Isn't hatred the pay life thing? Oh, that's funny. So hatred with pay life and then yeah. Take a lot of upkeeps.
Thoughts?
We need to find a thing to make that work, and unfortunately, like a good chunk of our upkeep draw effects are lose life, draw card. So hatred may not be it, but
This is kind of cool. Lava Brink Floodgates. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player may put a Doom counter on Lava Brink Floodgates or remove a Doom counter. Then if it has 3 or more Doom counters, sacrifice it. It just deals 6 damage to each creature. It's a cool way to nuke the board. Obviously, we would lose our Obeka, but it's still a mana rock. Oh, it's sacrificing itself. Never mind, I hate it.
yeah.
Out of the Tombs is gross, especially if we have reanimate upkeep triggers and good reanimate targets. Inferno Titan is maybe playable. Inferno Titan's the tits. I actually really like Inferno Titan. We can look at that in a second, though. Mirror Hall Mimic was one that was suggested earlier. And you said specifically for the backside. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of enchanted creature, except it's a spirit. Use something like Creeping Bloodsucker to offset upkeep damage. Yeah, guys, if there's a pay life, gain X power, if all of those effects, please just let me know. I'd be curious to see all of the good ones that are low cost with Obeka. We're almost done here. Did we want a Padim? Live the dream with Padim?
We can try it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to put the One Ring in the deck.
I don't think we put the One Ring in the deck. We already draw enough.
No, Will. No, you can always draw more. Don't be mistaken, Will. You can always draw more. Except it doesn't untap. So it's not like you're... I get what you're saying.
The crap burned out of us.
Yeah, Psychic Vortex is probably better. Potentially better.
A fun potential idea. Actually, hold up. Where's the best thing? We can run Ring of Zathrid, and where's the other one? Ring of Zathrid and Ring of... I know the blue ring is here somewhere.
Magic the Gathering has too many cards. Smokestacks?
We could do Oh, wait. Hold up. Patrick, you wanted haste?
Yeah, obviously.
Ring of Valkaz.
Oh, I think I know what I know what this one is.
This is actually a pretty good ring.
Obviously. Evos Isle, my favorite dwarf card, Bomb Squad. Draw more than use Labman. Tavern Brawler's in duel. Tavern Brawler's in.
Ring of Valkaz is probably the best hasted enabler we can do because it also buffs Obeka to extremes.
Oh.
Fucking blue ring, hold up.
My wife got me a shake from McDonald's.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to ask her to bring it to me. Bring it to me. Maybe see my wife for a second.
Brings all the boys to the stream.
Ring of Evos Isle.
Yeah, I just found it too as well, but yeah. Ring of Evos. And
why?
Pay to give your thing hexproof for the turn. That's the...
Ooh.
The other protection.
Is there a better form of this? Oh, I see the upkeep. Ooh. Do you like that, Will?
Yeah, so you got the Ring of Evos Isle, the Ring of where's the red one? Black one. So Ring of Evos Isle, which is pay 2 hexproof. Ring of Zathrid, which is regenerate, and it's the black one, so black upkeep, get a counter. And then Ring of Valkaz, which is haste and red, get a counter.
Stranglehold, Will. Stranglehold plus Time Sifter? At the beginning of each upkeep, each player exiles the top card of their library. The player who exiled the card with the highest mana value takes an extra turn after this one. If 2 or more players are tied for the highest, the tied players repeat the process until the tie is broken. Stranglehold. If an opponent would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead, and your opponents can't search libraries.
Yeah, so it's... Time Sifter by itself is just a headache with Obeka, because you're going to stack like 5 extra turns, and then the game is never going in clockwise order for the rest of the game, because it's just like, okay, your turn, 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 your turn.
Smokestacks to use Karn mana? Yeah, potentially, actually. Storm. I didn't add that Karn yet. Pillar Tombs of Aku. Will, have you heard of this one? It's bad. It's bad. Never mind.
That's probably why I've never heard of it.
Yeah, you don't want it. Shapeshifter's Marrow. God, I love these Future Sight cards. This looks so cool. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, it's still worth looking at least. God, that art is so good. Who did this one? Oh, Chippy, that's why. Damn. Okay. Moving on. Will, I might just skip to our 5 drops in a second. Are they here? Okay. I'm going to skip to our top ends, and then we're going to move on with life. Thank you for hanging with us, guys. As we've researched all of the upkeep cards in Magic's history within Grixis, because this is really where the bread and butter for Obeka is, and I just didn't want to not do this right. I feel like we kind of have to look through all of these to get a proper idea of what to incorporate. But thank you guys so much for all of your thoughts on this one. This has really, really helped. Seriously. Puka Mischief. For real. What? Rousing Refrain to give you the needed mana for Aggravated Assault. Rousing Refrain. Alright, Will. Here you go. Add red for each card in target opponent's hand. Until end of turn, you don't lose mana. Steps and phases end. Exile Rousing Refrain.
Is that... Oh, it's the suspend one. Yeah, okay.
It just doesn't...
Sure. I mean, like, yeah, that will give you a ton of mana. Hold up, there's another one that does a similar thing. Hold up, I want to find this.
All right, I'm going to flip the chart here. We're going to look from high to low. Draco, Polar Kraken.
Hold up. Where is it?
We're looking specifically at creatures here.
Inspiring Refrain. That's a good one. It's 6 mana. Draw 2 cards and exile this with 3 time counters, and then it's a suspend 3 for 3 mana. So it's just a consistent draw effect with Obeka.
What's it called again?
Inspiring Refrain.
More importantly, do you want it in the deck?
I think it could be worth it just because it's free draw.
Okay.
Like, it's the more we hit, the more draw we get off of it. We can also do
Twilight.
Ecstatic Beauty, which is the same thing, but it's with impulse draw.
Oh, yeah. That's, I think we passed that. Ecstatic Beauty. Like, the last version was from the Doctor Who set?
Yeah, the only version is from the Doctor Who set.
Tidal Force, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may tap or untap target permanent. Tidal Force. What?
That's super overkill. It's what, an 8 mana card?
Yeah. I'm looking for reanimate targets here. Like decent reanimate targets. At the beginning of your upkeep, gain 3 energy, pay 3, 6, 8 energy. God. Return all other creatures to their owner's hand. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. Shit, something like that would be really dope if it just worked off of 2 upkeeps, dude. This Ether Swall Ancient. That'd be so freaking cool. There's also Reality Strobe. It's a boomerang with self-suspend clauses. Will, what's Twilight Prophet do? Do you mind researching that one?
Your thing? Oh wait, I think I know what Twilight Prophet.
Well, take a stab at it then.
It's a freaking black card that just not impulse draws, but it's a freaking Ascension card. Don't know.
Thieving Amalgam. I'm sorry if you guys can't see all these cards. The ones that are useful, I'll highlight. I'm very quickly skimming over these though.
Frick is being dumb. It doesn't like English right now, and I don't know why.
You'd really think there'd be more bomb high cost cards. Am I wrong? Oh, wait. We could use Hellkite Tyrant, technically.
So Twilight Prophet, it's an Ascend card that says at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have the City's Blessing, reveal the top card of your library and put it into your hand. Each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the card's mana value. So it's a 4-mana bob that gains you life and burns opponents. It's kind of slow, though, because it's 4 mana to draw 1 and do some burn.
Trickster said it's a Ixalan card. I think he found it, though.
Yeah.
But at first he said it's an Italian card.
Well, part of the issue was that I was doing a PROPHIT instead of ET, because that's how it was written in chat, and I'm like, oh, that seems correct. Sorry, and not PH. So I did a Twilight PROFIT, profit as in like monetary, but it was it's profit as in friggin' religious. So I misspelled it, and then it was like, oh yeah, here's the Italian version. I'm like, cool.
What do you think about Xanathar, Guild Kingpin? At the beginning of your upkeep, choose target opponent. Until end of turn, that player can't cast spells. You may look at the top card of their library anytime. You may play the top card of their library, and you may spend mana as though it were any color to cast spells this way.
So we just shut down each opponent and then play their stuff.
And, well, I guess try to go for a win, right? I mean,
it is kind of like a 2-card combo with Obeka to do everything, because if you connect, that's just GG. You get everybody's libraries to play with to some extent, and you'd probably get there. Well, not probably get there, but you get a ton of value out of that, while also making it so people can't play.
It's cute. I don't know if it's enough. It's cute, though. I want my Bobs to do more. Bonehorde Dracosaur will. This was brought up earlier. I don't think I put it in the main list yet, or it might be there, but it's 5 mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. If you exiled a land card this way, create a 3/1 dinosaur creature token. If you exiled a non-land card this way, create a treasure token. I do think it makes sense for the deck. I did put it in the deck. Yeah, I like it enough. All right, I think we're probably going to move on in a second.
Yeah, we probably just need to do staples and then cut a bunch of stuff, because I think we have a whole bunch of chaff to go through.
All right, gang. Before that, though, I realize, again, thank you for hanging with us on this one. The Obeka list is more intriguing than I honestly thought it would be. I hate to be that way, but guys, if there are any staples you feel like we're missing from this, like any lands or other permanents that we missed that are good synergies with Obeka, I think Hall of the Banded Lord, I think I might have said passingly Banded Lord. I do want to put that in there, though. I would like some haste enabling for this deck, because I want to do the thing immediately, if possible. So we could talk about haste enablers lastly, Will, and then I think we should add our staples. So our tutors, our ramp, any combo cards or win effects. I love you, sweetie. Thank you. Oh shit, it's a chocolate shake.
Nice.
Look at that. All right, so any of those, but I did want to take a second. I realize we've sort of just can't let the tradition die here, Will. I'm looking at all these packs.
Yeah.
From Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Did you want to open some?
Yeah, we can open like 1 or 2.
Okay, so guys, I want to take a quick break, because we usually start. Okay, so this Obeka list, honestly, I think was just too interesting, and we just jumped right into it. But I did want to open the last of these packs. How about this? We'll open one now, because we're really in the midst of finishing this deck. But we'll open one now for Will and myself, and then we'll open the other 2 for us collectively at the end of the stream. You can hang out for that with us. But guys, if you haven't been cracking Outlaws of Thunder Junction, there's a lot of cool cards from this set and a lot of new potential staples. I don't know. There's just a lot of really great cards from the set. I'm going to start with yours, Will, because Will's pulled all the gas. We pulled a mana. No, what did we pull? Not mana drain. You pulled a mana drain.
Yeah. One of them was the. Was it foiled mana drain or just mana drain?
It was the foil mana drain. And I'm hoping that one of us hits a mind break trap. I'm hoping I really need the mind break trap. Boots with spurs. Yeah, lava spur boots with foot Swiftfoot, Lightning Greaves. Yes, Lava Spur boots are the new ones, right?
Yeah. I think just putting all the boots are fine in the deck.
So you got the Key to the Vault Will.
Nice. I actually kind of wanted one of those.
You got a Leyline of Binding.
Oh, nice. I have a friend who might want that.
Embrace the Unknown.
Oh, you retrace Impulse Draw.
Inspiring Vantage. It's a little land for you. Stingerback Terror. Hindering Light. Essence Capture. Mountain. Brimstone Roundup. Baron Bertram Greywater. Trash the Town. Failed Fording. Stop Cold. Deadeye Duelist. I like the art on Deadeye Duelist.
Yeah.
Vengeful Townsfolk.
That's that.
And that was that, y'all. I snagged a Mind Break Trap at pre-release. Hell yeah. Yeah, guys, any good pulls during your pre-releases? I'm curious to know. I haven't attended a Magic pre-release in a minute, but I would attend one for the sets we'll be discussing with our ambassadorship. So shout out to Wizards of the Coast for sending these our way. We're technically MTG brand ambassadors. We'll be talking in Q3, which is very soon. I think about... I don't know if I'm allowed to say. But we should be talking in Q3.
Yeah.
on Magic product. So in case you're wondering why I just have collector's
non-disclosure
boosters.
for now. We won't say any details just to be safe, but we'll be doing things soon.
Yeah, I'm excited for it though. No, holy cow. Yeah. I'm excited for the set we should be hopefully talking about. But all of the sets this year have been really sick, and we're already getting spoilers for Modern Horizons 3. I don't know if you guys have seen. Over in the Discord, there's a link in the description. We've actually I spoiled 4 reveals recently.
I think it was a leak.
Yeah.
But to be fair, like, I like them. I like those cards. Most of them are. Ooh!
Tarnation Vista.
Nice. So
Is this a good card?
Is that a foil alternate art of that?
Yeah, I don't know what Tarnation Vista is. Enters the battlefield tapped. As it enters, choose a color. Add 1 mana of the chosen color. Tap for each color among mono-colored permanents you control.
That's right. So it's a land that can just tap for a good chunk if you're playing multicolor.
Is it a good card? I have no idea.
Not horrible, but not the first land you're going to try to play.
Yeah,
it's okay.
it is a foil alternate art. And I have Endless Detour. The owner of target spell, non-land permanent or card graveyard at the bottom of their library. Okay.
I gave the ooh because I just saw it was a foil alternate art mythic, and I'm like, oh, that has to be worth something.
It might be worth something. Lands are always worth something. Duelist
One
of the
of the
Mind.
first cards that got spoiled. Nice.
Yeah. Tyrant Scorn. Decisive Denial.
Another foil planes.
I actually really do like the planes from the set. Prosperity Tycoon. Ferocification. At Knife Point. Nizumi Link Breaker. It's new to me. Voracious Varmint. Highway Robbery. Black Snag Buzzard. Oh, hey. And then we got back to the beginning. Nice. It taps for 5 mana max.
Yeah. If you have a 1 permanent of each color, it taps for 1 mana of each color.
I wish it wasn't for each monocolored permanent. That's a little too much of a hang up. You know, I get they're trying to make it not good, but I mean, it already enters tapped, so it's also you choose a color for each.
It already enters tapped, and like, it really doesn't. Let's say you get your commander into play, and it's like a 3-minute Yidris. Let's say you get Yidris into play. It's still a land that enters tapped and then makes +3.
Right, or like if you were using a commander that was 5 colors, heaven forbid, right? Like you already took the effort to cast something that was 5 colors, and I mean pips in its cost, not color identity, right? I think you deserve the 5 mana you would be generating off of this. And mind you, it's virtual 5. You're still paying 1 to get it, so it's 4. All right, I'll stop complaining.
Yeah.
It's fine. Thanks, Wizards. It taps for
It's still
5
not
max.
bad. It's just not great because it is a Wooburg land to some extent because it's ETB, pick the color you're having trouble with, and then it gets that color, and then make mana for all of your colors by just filtering into it. So it's still a pretty good land. Actually, if you look at it from a perspective of it's a filter land, it's actually pretty good. But that's pretty much it.
So it could be like a pretty decent filter lane.
Yeah, because it's like, oh yeah, you can pay 1, and instead of getting a white and a black out of it, you're actually getting a white, black, and a blue out of it.
Coming in and play tapped is what kills it, Diego. I agree.
Yeah.
And Trickster, happy to hear you're getting some joy out of Satoru. I like the card still. I think the deck we made can definitely be improved upon. Off topic, wish Obeka had green for Seedborn. Could have been busted. Hell yes. There's a couple of green cards that would have been good in the deck, actually.
Yeah.
I was playing Jared after pre-release and made a 2057 to 2057 non-legendary Mondrax, where more Mondrax than particles in the universe. What? Mondrax? Is this a card? I'm sorry. Mondrak Glory Dominus. Oh, that's kind of sick. All right, sorry. Let's go ahead and top our Obeka off with a little bit of whipped cream, why don't we? Do you want to do fast mana first? I added Mana Crypt.
Sure. Mana Crypt. Probably no. Yeah, Mana Vault. Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Soul Ring, Mox Diamond, Chrome Mox.
Yeah, I really do think we probably want to go for some 2CMC rocks here. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Are there better ones that work on with upkeep triggers? I know we added some artifact that did, but
Not at 2. Not at 2. But yeah, we got Arcane Signet, Rakdos Signet, Dimir Signet, and what is the last one? Is it Signet? I kind of like the Signets more just because color filtering.
right. So Arcane Signet, we want to use Rakdos Signet. We want to use what's the black blue one? Dimir Signet.
Dimir.
Dimir Signet. What am I missing? The red and blue. Is it?
Is it? Yeah, you did exactly what I did.
I don't know if I'm gonna use all of these, but we could also use Felwar Stone. It usually hits. These are pretty popular colors, so I'm not too worried about it. I've got Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Mox Diamond, Chrome Mox, Lotus Petal, Jeweled Lotus, Arcane Signet, the Signets, the Stone. What am I missing rock-wise? Not Grim Monolith, not Mox Amber, not Mox Opal, although we could use Mox Opal. That's fine. Replicating Ring was added, yeah. S94 TV for sure. That was the one. By the way, thank you. I've been having a lot of fun with the new Riku. Not as powerful, but constantly doing stuff like that. I intend to run Obeka in my Prismatic Bridge deck. Be curious to hear how it works there. Do you prefer Signets or Talismans? I generally prefer Talismans, but I sort of just handed the reins to Will there.
Yeah, I usually prefer the Talismans, depending on like what I need to fix my deck. The Talismans might actually be better in Obeka thinking about it, because we have a lot of generic costs. But I usually like leaning towards Signets because they can cover pips, but I like leaning towards Talismans because they can get mana more consistently. I don't think we're going to have mana consistently issues with Obeka, so I think you could do either way or both and be fine.
I'm adding Cabal Ritual. I don't know why. It's not that kind of deck. I did add Simian Spirit Guide. Dark Ritual, Simian Spirit Guide, Rite of Flame.
I don't think we need a Desperate Ritual Soothing Song, Desperate or Soothing Song or anything like that.
No. I agree. Jessica's Will is still fine. Jessica's Will. What other ritual do you want? I took out Cabal, and I don't want to use like Pyretic or Desperate, like Will was suggesting. Like they just don't seem necessary.
I don't think we need many rituals in the deck, because I
Oh,
think our
okay.
game plan is be slow, try to find something that can get us value with Obeka, and then get Obeka out. Or other way
Um,
around, but yeah.
so what are the signants for? Is it Talisman of Hierarchy? Sorry, what are the talismans? Talisman of Hierarchy is Orzhov?
I'm gonna quickly pull it up right now. It is Talisman of Creativity for Izzet, Talisman of Dominance for Demir, and Talisman of Indulgence for Rakdos. So, creativity, dominance, and indulgence.
Creativity, Dominance, Indulgence is Rakdos, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I generally prefer the talismans too. We'll see what we use though, once we get to shaping the deck at the end here. Heat Shimmer, Molten Duplication over Heat Shimmer. I
Mold
mean,
duplication is just amazing. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna take Twin Flame and Heat Shimmer and improve upon them.
God, Molten
Hearthstone.
Duplication. Yeah, we just got this, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to use this?
I mean, theoretically, it is a way to give Obeka haste, in air quotes, but
We sacrifice her, right?
yeah.
Hmm.
I think we're probably fine without it.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, that's all the mana we want. Burnt Offering.
Uh,
I think I'm good on Burnt. Maybe Lion's Eye Diamond, just because Underworld Breach is a thing.
yeah. Oh, and Lotus Petal if we haven't done Lotus Petal yet.
I did that for sure. I'm gonna add Thassa's Oracle, Underworld Breach. God, what's it called? Intuition. Brain Freeze. Sorry, just some of the obvious combo things that we could be. We need to win the game, obviously. Still,
Yeah.
Praetor's
I don't
Grasp.
think we do Intuition in our colors though, because we don't have white for Savines.
We could still assemble a decent. I get what you're saying, because if it's a one card combo with the right mana, because you would do Intuition into Savines with Underworld Breach and then whatever, right? Something that you would probably want to use. The thing they would give you, right? I don't disagree. There may be this deck is too slow for it. I mean, we're really trying to win with Revel in Riches, Mechanized Production, Orthos's Oracle, right? So Demonic Consultation and Tainted Pact.
I'm pretty sure the land base I sent you is a Thoracle setup.
It was, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So they reprint. So they print more Arcane Signets. Talismans still fill the turn one Soul Ring into a yeah.
Yep.
Multiple Obeka triggers. Obeka Shrine sounds dumb. It would be dope though.
Yeah.
In Grixis, isn't it better to run normal Tutor over Praetor's Grasp? No, we're going to do all of them. We really want Dockside Extortionist for this deck, so I'll take the other ones too. Brain Freeze is probably only useful for Underworld Breach and still accessible. Self Mill? We'll see.
I don't think we run Breach because we already have two other win cons in addition to Thassa's Oracle, so we already have three different ways to win the game, and that's not including just do intuition things or do initiative things and win.
You think that Lion's Eye Diamond Underworld Breach can probably be cut?
Yeah.
And then Brain Freeze for that matter.
Yeah, because we already have enough ways to win that we don't need to add something else.
I don't disagree. I think that the clean DC Thassa could be its own thing. Okay. I like that. Inevitable Betrayal is a cheaper Praetor's Grasp. What is this? It's Suspend, and it's 3 mana. Praetor's Grasp is 3 mana. It's kind of cool, Storm. I forgot that this existed. I don't know that I like it better, though.
I will say, we can just nab our opponent's Razaketh or Tidespout Tyrant and then do dumb things because it cheats it into play, not cheats it into hand. or not cheats into exile or anything. It cheats a creature from an opponent's deck into play.
So, what do you do when you see someone suspend this?
Kill Obeka on site. Don't let them speed this up. Because if somebody knows your deck and knows, like, oh yeah, I'm running Roscath, or I'm running, I guess a Hoarding Broodlord doesn't actually do it because you need the whole package for Hoarding Broodlord.
What is the best Doomsday line for this deck? Are we just trying to Thassa's Oracle? I get what you're saying for Sun.
I don't think we do Doomsday because you usually need a commander to have a draw effect for Doomsday to be good.
Okay, sorry. Let's talk about tutors, though. I want to do Limdul's Vault before we forget.
Yeah.
Limdul's Vault, and then I just want to do the basic ones.
Yep, Imperial Seal, Vampiric Tutor, Mystical Tutor, Demonic Tutor, Gamble. Those are probably the main ones. Diabolic Intent.
I already added Beseech the Mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
You did.
Yeah, I should have. Okay. I did Demonic Tutor, Vampiric Tutor. Wishclaw Talisman. Wishclaw Tally.
Also, can I point out, I am surprised at how inexpensive Dark Confidant is right now. Like,
Yeah, it's been printed to high heaven.
yes, like $6 for Dark Confidant seems legitimately unreal. Because I remember at the Command Fest that I bumped into you at, Patrick, it was like $50 for a heavily played Dark Confidant.
Times have changed, man. They really have. I did Gamble. Do you want to do the weird one, Scheming Symmetry? Like, if we have a draw effect, then we just get it?
You usually want your commander to be the one drawing the card, that you consistently have it.
No, I know.
I really want to do Scheming Symmetry with... Oh, no, but it doesn't work with Jasper Flint because it's upkeep for Jasper.
Are you on As Foretold? We did include As Foretold. I don't know if we necessarily keep it. I try to get what they want into my hand so they can't find it. Yeah, Diego, that's exactly what I was thinking. I would just be like, oh shit, you want to take a creature? I'll take that creature. Oh, you know what? I probably want the same creature. Orcish Bowmaster will?
Yeah. Orcish Bowmaster, Opposition Agent, Dolphy Voidwalker.
Any other utility creatures you guys can think of that you want to incorporate in Obeka? Obviously, anything like a Dark Confidant is quite good. Except for...
Blue doesn't have any, red doesn't really have any. We're not in the right colors for cool utility stuff.
Yeah. Profane Tutor? That's the suspend one, right? Oh, yeah. I guess we should incorporate Entomb, Reanimate.
Do we need to incorporate those? Because our targets would probably just be the initiative guys for those.
Oh, the 5 CMC one. Let's sideline the Entomb Reanimate and see how high our top end actually gets. Man, when I picked up Dark Confidant, it was $20. $6 sounds so little now. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. Dude, it's like, I remember buying my Mana Crypt for $80 or $100. Sorry, it was like $100 for the Eternal Masters Mana Crypt at the time. And I know it's been reprinted a lot. I feel like the Eternal Masters one is much cheaper now. How much is it? Oh, $175 now. What have happened to the prices? I'm sorry. I spent $200 for this. I'm thinking of a different card. So it's gone down a little bit, but not by much. Okay. There are other cards that have definitely depreciated in value. I'm glad to see Mana Crypt is still valued. It's really just used in Commander, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah, okay. More or less.
I run Dustmantle Seer instead of Bob. Burn someone for 32 health. What the hell? It's 4 CMC. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player reveals the top card of their library, loses life equal to the card's mana value, then puts it into their hand. It's kind of dope. I think Twilight Prophet is nuts.
Yeah, Twilight Prophet's the Dark Confidant that drains your opponents for life instead of making you lose life if you have Ascend.
Did we not incorporate this yet?
I don't think it's great considering that I think we're trying to. Okay, so Twilight Prophet with Obeka, we're getting 3 triggers per turn. What is our average CMC looking like? And I'm gonna kind of lower it down because we're probably gonna. It's currently saying 3.6. We're gonna round that down to probably like 3.4 by the time we're done adding interaction and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so 3.4 times 3, that's 9. That's gonna be like 10 damage per turn, which isn't bad. We might be able to run Twilight Prophet. My only concern is City's Blessing is not always the easiest thing to get. So,
Yeah, you ascend when you hit 10 permanents. They can be token permanents.
yeah. We
Yeah,
need
but I agree, Red Spectre. Mm-hmm. I agree with you, Will. I agree with you, Red Spectre. It might be difficult to get there. All right. So, we have over 105 cards. We've included all of our tutors, our fast mana, our win cons outside of the 2 that are illustrated in the thumbnail, and we just need interaction. We're going to cut a lot of cards, Will. Favorite interaction in these colors. Let's go for removal. Go.
Hand of Vapor, Cyclonic Rift.
Well,
Lightning.
I said removal, sir.
Yeah, they're bouncing as removal.
Chain
It's removed from the board. Thank you very much.
Okay. So Cyclonic Rift, Chain of Vapor, Dockside Extortionist. We didn't even add Dockside yet, did we?
Oh, I thought we did add Dockside already.
God,
okay,
what the hell's wrong with us?
But then Lightning Bolt.
Did you want Ragavan? I'm sorry, is Ragavan usable here? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like a 1 mana dork. It's a bit better than a 1 mana dork. I like Ragavan. I'm sorry. Deadly Rollick, Chain of Vapor, Cyclonic Rift, Deflecting Swat. I know it's not removal. I just thought of the free one. Okay. Dismember from the audience. Thank you. Do we want hard removal? Give me a good piece of removal for the One Ring people.
Resculpt or Reshape, whatever the blue one is.
Is that the best
Zioa's Justice is another one as well.
I like Zioa's.
Yeah.
Is this the best? Oh, fuck, how do you spell Zioa?
Zaya, or sorry, oh, sorry, it's Zoyowa.
Zoyoa's Justice. Okay. I'm just looking for the best options in Grixis. I think Zoyoa's Justice over a Braid or both.
It's better than a Braid because it can hit the One Ring. Also, you can use on your own stuff for like the occasional value if you're in a crappy situation.
Cast into the Fire.
No.
Surgical
We
Extraction.
Zioa's Justice overcast into the fire.
Yeah, Zoyoa's Justice, guys. I think we talked about this one. This is a pretty good card. The owner of target artifact or creature of mana value 1 or greater shuffles it into their library. That player discovers X, where X is the mana value. Pretty solid little piece of removal.
Yeah.
Any other piece of removal you guys want to incorporate? This color is just okay for hard removal.
Did we do Lightning Bolt already?
No, do you want Lightning Bolt?
Yeah, I stand by like Lightning Bolt and Cut Down in these colors.
Alright. Okay, on that note, let's do Swan Song. Let's do Mental Misstep. Let's do Mind Break Trap.
Don't forget an offer you can't refuse and the forces.
Offer you can't refuse. I do just need to have like a copy and paste thing. At one point in time, I'll do it. I think I would have done it already. It's fun working on my typing speed. All right. Offer you can't refuse. Force of Negation, Force of Will, Mind Break Trap, Mental Misstep, Swan Song, Dispel.
Toxic Deluge might be good to run as well.
Oh, thank you. Actually. Actually, Toxic Deluge and also Fire Covenant.
Yeah. What are the colors?
Pongify is solid. Give him a monkey. There's a new one from Outlaws, by the way. All right, what am I missing counter-wise?
You've already done the forces, Swan Song, Deflecting Swat, An Offer You Can't Refuse, Pact of Negation,
Blusterstorm's a good one.
Flusterstorm is a good one, Dispel isn't too bad, Delay isn't too bad.
Let's save out here and see what we got. We got a lot to cut. Oh boy, do we have a lot to cut. Okay.
27 cards. Shouldn't be the worst, but
no. Let's cut a land first. We're at 30. I think we can cut one. Oh shit, I never added the haste effects.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the boots.
All the boots. Lava Spur boots. Lightning Greaves. Lightning Greaves. Rhystic Mystic have been added, and we need the Quick Foot boots?
Swift.
Jeez, I never remember the name of those boots. Muddle the Mixture?
Yeah. That's good interaction and a good tutor. It finds our dockside.
Mm-hmm. All right, Obeka. 31 cards.
Yeah, to start off, I say we probably cut the Bone Horde Dracosaur just because it's 5 mana, occasionally makes treasures, but it you play them. I guess it's still not bad because it is draw 2, but it's 5 mana draw 2 versus like Jasper, which is 3 mana draw 2. But you don't get fun upsides.
Is it weird that I want to get rid of Prismatic Vista?
You can get rid of Prismatic Vista.
Before anything else?
You don't want to cut basics because we have the initiative.
No.
100% a thing.
Yeah.
But Prismatic Vista could probably be cut, and we're happy about that for the most part.
Let's start with sorceries. Inspiring Refrain. Draw 2 cards, exile Inspiring Refrain with 3 time counters on it. Suspend 3. Is Inspiring Refrain good enough?
The refrains. So Inspiring Refrain and Ecstatic Beauty can probably be cut.
Is that also sorcery? Okay. Beseech the Mirror, Jessica's Will, Praetor's Grasp, Toxic Deluge, Diabolic Intent, Demonic Tutor. That is new. I did not see this art. This is great art for Diabolic Intent. Gamble, Imperial Seal, and Rite of Flame.
Yeah, we're good on all of our sorceries after the cuts, and then the next thing to potentially be cut would maybe be Praetor's Grasp, but I like Praetor's Grasp.
I like Praetor's Grasp a lot. I think it's still worth running here. The lands look good. Force of Will, okay. Force of Will, Mindbreak, Trap, Deadly Rollick, good. Deflecting Swat, Dismember, Fierce Guardianship, Fire, Covenant, Force of Negation, good. Cyclonic Rift, Limdol's Vault, Muddle the Mixture, Tainted Pact, Zoyoa's Justice, An Offer You Can't Refuse, Chain of Vapor, Cut Down, Dark Ritual, Demonic Consultation. That art's dope as fuck. Dispel, Flusterstorm, Lightning Bolt, Mental Misstep, Mystical Tutor, Pongify, Swan Song, Vampiric Tutor. Those all seem like really good cards.
Yeah, okay. Potentially Dismember and potentially Pongify can be removed, but they're fine for now.
I'm gonna just cut the Dismember first. Because we do need to cut a lot more. 27 cards, and I don't think they're all going to come from enchantments. Revel in Riches. Whew, this is tough. Revel in Riches, Psychic Vortex. Psychic Vortex, it feels good in theory, but I don't know if it's going to cut it. Personally.
It's risky because it means that we won't have any interaction on our opponent's turns. I think we can cut it.
I don't want that. Yeah, Loot Dispute.
We also have the Magic Mirror, which is just kind of the better version of that.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Loot Dispute, 100%. for initiative. Okay, do we run all the courts? Let's look at them last. Dark Tutelage for now. I just like Dark Tutelage, bear with me. Tavern Brawler. Descent into Avernus. As Foretold, Will?
As Foretold is just a good way of cheating our 4-mana things in. I do still like it.
I want to say we kind of have to keep the majority of these.
Yeah, I think we can probably cut Braid of Fire, though, because we're not doing a lot of instant speed stuff with red mana.
It would only benefit us if we had Mystic Remora at the same time.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, it can be cut.
Is there nothing else that cares about it? Wait up.
There's plenty of things that care about it a little bit, but not enough to actually run it.
Trisket Deck Defile. It could pay for the generic and the draw card.
That's true, but
I usually look for 2 things minimally that could use a card.
well, my issue is it's a literal 2-mana do nothing unless we hit those specific cards. So I just don't like it.
How easily are you getting to the Revel in Riches win? We're going to find out. We didn't even add Fleshy or Phyrexian or Snap.
Yeah, we also didn't add the 2-mana guy that's the Upkeep Make a Treasure thing. We looked at him, but we didn't add him.
What's that?
He's from the vault. Let me...
Braid of Fire is out for now. Phyrexian Arena is strictly better than Dark Tutelage, other than the
Generous Plunderer. He's just the red menace guy. It says on your upkeep you make a treasure and your target opponent makes a tap treasure.
Mm. Will, I think we'd probably take Dark Tutelage out, actually.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's look at our artifacts, because I think we'll take out the signets.
Yeah, that's fine, because we just care about getting the mana more consistently than we care about getting colors. We don't need pip fixing.
The Magic Mirror is yes, right?
Yeah, the Magic Mirror is one of the best upkeep effects we have in the deck because it ramps up very quickly and then gives us no max hand size. Also, because we're running a ton of different instants that we can play pretty easily, it's going to be somewhat cheap. It's going to be competing with Vortex's cost.
We didn't really... Let's see here. We didn't really add any artifact tutors, gang. I don't know if we need them, per se.
Generic tutors, we're fine. Also, Tempting Contract can be removed. I don't know if we have that in here or not, but...
Tempting Contract's in here.
It is literally 4 mana do nothing, because at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent may make a treasure. For each opponent who does this, you make a treasure, so each opponent says no, and you make no treasures.
No, I agree. The One Ring can probably be cut. Yay?
Yeah, we can cut the One Ring. Agreed.
How do you feel about Culling Scale?
That's a disgusting card, and I love it.
I kind of love it too, still. All right, Arcane Signet, Velwar Stone, Lightning Greaves, Ring of Evos, Ring of Valkus. Ring of Valkus is another haste enabler, right?
Yeah, I like Ring of Valkus just as a haste enabler in general. We might be able to cut the other 2 rings if we don't need them. Actually, are we running the other 2 rings? Or is
We're running Ring of Evos Isle. That's it.
We're running the Hexproof and the haste. Yeah.
Those are the 2 most important.
Yeah, we could potentially cut the Hexproof ring, but I like the gain counter on upkeep rings because they are useful.
Oh, it's so good. What's Beseech the Mirror getting now?
Initiative. More likely than not.
Right, so the best thing it can grab, I'm going to take out the sneak. The best thing it can grab, in my opinion, is any of our courts, Loot Dispute for initiative. What is it? Mechanized Production for try to go for a win. Once you do a Dockside Extortionist, you could beseech out Mechanized Production to hit one of your tokens, and then just have 8 of those tokens, right? There's a couple of things that beseech can hit. I still think it's valid, but you let me know, guys, if you think it's worth cutting. Excuse me. We're still looking at artifacts, and we need to cut 18 cards. I don't really want to cut any more artifacts.
We can probably cut Replicating Ring, even though, yes, we are doing upkeep things, and yes, it can be really fun. It's probably overkill.
I don't disagree. I tried to keep it because it was an interesting suggestion, though. Let me put it aside for now. I don't think it's bad. I think it's good, actually. But there's so many damn cards. Plargan Nisari, Bone Horde Dracosaur. Are we cutting both of them?
Yeah. I think the 5-mana guys are just not needed.
Blood Boil Sorcerer. You gain the initiative. You could sacrifice an artifact or creature. Go target creature. Cut. We have enough. I think we have enough. You know, like
we can probably cut like 1, maybe 2 initiative cards, but
how many initiative cards should we have tops? I guess is
minimum of 3 is what I say. And we have the Loot Dispute, which we're probably keeping. We have the black one, which we're probably keeping for Grave Hate.
Caves of Chaos Adventurer. Trample. When it attacks, exile the top card of your library. If you completed a dungeon, you may play that card this turn without paying its mana cost. Otherwise, you may play that card this turn.
We cut the Blood Sorcerer and the Sneak, probably, because then we have 4, and that's still fine. Because we're keeping the one that gives haste and menace. We're keeping the one that hates graveyards. We're keeping the one that lets us cast stuff off the top for free. And we're keeping the one that makes treasures. So we got our 4.
Which ones?
We can cut the Sneak and the Blood Boil.
I think I cut both of those, actually. So yeah? Yeah. I usually have show and tell effects for my high CMC stuff like Herald of Leshrac. Herald of Leshrac isn't in here right now. Ether Vial, etc. Yeah. We don't have those in the deck right now. Triskaidekaphile is another win card, but I don't know if we need it, dude.
Yeah, it can stay until we know we need to cut it, but we can probably cut it at any point and be happy. The Forgotten Creation can be cut, though, just because we're not doing as much grave stuff as we initially thought.
Which one? I'm sorry?
Forgotten Creation. It's the windfall on your
upkeep. Yeah. Wildfire Devils.
Still love that card as a pet card, but it could be cut.
Yeah, it's kind of a non-essential. It's not bad though. I'm gonna cut it for now. We need to cut 11 more cards. Someone said cut Monkey. Do you mean Ragavan for Replicating Ring? They're both kind of serving different purposes. I feel like Ragavan's a little bit of a better card to start with. Obviously worse as it goes on. And then it's quite the opposite with Replicating Ring.
So we need to cut 11 more cards. Can you update the list just so that I can...
Yeah, I'm sorry. Save and continue.
You're good.
So guys, if you want to help with the cuts, you can follow along with the list over in the link in the description. It should be down there. Just need to click on it and join us here. Honestly, this is a tough one. Because there's a lot of stuff she wants.
We can cut the Ring of Evos, I think.
I'm going to cut Toxic for now. I know, crazy. And I'm going to cut Ring of Evos. We need haste more than we need anything else, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I do not want to cut Culling Scales.
It's a very fun card. I agree.
Does anything else operate quite like this? Really?
There's a white card that does it as well, but I want to make sure that this is...
I'll save and continue again.
I think we can cut a few of the quartz.
No, I was trying to save our enchantments for last, but yes. Okay. How good is Vantress?
Which is Vantress?
Exactly. No. Choose up to one target enchantment or artifact. If you have Monarch, you may create a token that's a copy of it. Seems good.
It's good if we have enchantments that we actually want to hit. Outside of that, it's just making a little bit of extra mana with our artifacts. As long as it's not like Chrome Mox or Diamonds specifically, then it's good.
I'm gonna pass on it for now.
Yeah.
Someone said take out Felwar Stone. That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't mind taking out Felwar Stone. We have 20 artifacts now. Okay, Court of Ambition, Will. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 3 life and they discard a card. I think that Court of Ambition might be one of the stronger ones.
Well, they either lose the life or they discard cards. Some people would actually like to discard cards. Some people don't care about their life total.
You know what? I thought it was both, man.
No. It's probably one of the weaker ones.
Never mind. Court of Lochthwain. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile a top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled and may
target opponent, not your library.
Oh. Still good.
Yeah. I think it's worse Jasper. I think we could probably cut it.
Is it bad that none of the courts are probably going to make the cut? Let's see here. Court of Cunning. Actually, Court of Cunning's not bad. If we have Monarch, each player mills 10 cards instead. I do think Court of Cunning's actually still decent. Yeah. I've done like 28 off of Vantress Snowball is hard. Vantress does seem like it's probably one of the better courts. The 2 blue courts are still good.
Yeah.
Do we keep Vantress just for the potential ramp?
I think we can probably cut Court of Cunning and then keep Vantress, because with Cunning, if somebody removes Cunning, then we milled pretty much for no reason, because then we don't have another mill game plan. I don't think we need mill as a win con.
No. And we're not on Underworld Breach ourselves anymore, so it's not like we're helping ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we need to cut 5 cards. Descent into Avernus. At the beginning of your upkeep, put 2 descent counters on descent. Each player creates 2 treasure tokens, X treasure tokens. Descent Avernus deals X damage to each player, where X is the number of descent counters. They're not tapped treasure tokens. People are just getting treasure tokens. And then we're also damaging ourselves. Is this futile?
It does accelerate us pretty quickly, and it does also give us the option to potentially just burn a player out. I like it.
I hate that we're helping the Tivit player.
That's true.
I hate that we're helping the Fast Nos player.
Yeah, we can probably cut it.
I just don't like the idea of like giving them the mana they needed for ad nauseum. Like as soon as if I see someone putting Descent to Avernus on the stack and I'm holding anything that needs mana, I probably just let it resolve. Descent is good, but it will kill you quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Loot Dispute still, obviously. All right, Will, 4 more cards.
I think we can probably cut Simian Spirit Guide, Ragavan, and
I'm fine with Ragavan. You're not a fan of Simian Spirit Guide?
I just don't think that we need a ton of extra ritual mana. Like, if we were playing Nas or something like that, I'd go for a Simian Spirit Guide, but we're slower.
Rite of Flame is still good enough for you? Just a turn 1, 2 mana rock or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to cut 2 more cards.
We could probably cut Pongify, just because it doesn't reduce creature count for Menace on our commander.
No, I didn't cut Pongify. I'm with that. And Gamble, Imp Seal, Rite of Flame, Demonic Tutor, Diabolic Intent, Justice Will, Praetor's Grasp, Beseech the Mirror. We have 29 lands. We could probably go to 28 if we're feeling like it. No, I like our instance. And
maybe cut Diabolic Intent just because we don't have the
Not that
highest
many.
creature. We can cut a
Yeah,
land. We can cut a land for that. I think going down to 28 lands doesn't hurt anything.
you're right. The question is, which land do we want to cut? It's probably going to be. Ooh.
Maybe Forbidden Orchard because we actually care about connecting.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. All right, guys. That is 100 cards. This is Obeka, Splitter of Seconds. Not Rebecca. Obeka. We've got a good split here. And card cost, there's very few red cards. A lot of black, a lot of blue. All right, let's give it a whirl. Curious to see how this one works out. We don't need 2 haste enablers in our hand off the bat, but we have 1 land, 1 Jeweled Lotus, As Foretold, Swan Song, Lightning Greaves, Lava Spur Boots, Mechanized Production. This is not a great start, Will. So we'll kick it. Yeah, I definitely want to play test this out and get a few hands out to see how this performs. Dockside Extortionist, Mystic Remora, Ristic Study, 2 lands, three lands, and a Deflecting Swat.
I mean,
Seems good to me.
yeah, 2 draw engines pretty quickly. Not bad.
Yeah, I think we go Flooded Strand into a... what do you want? Underground Sea?
Yeah.
Yeah. Underground Sea, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I'm sorry, I never drew for a turn. Is there... Here, I'll just draw off it. That's fine. Okay. Underground Sea, Mystic Remora,
I
pass.
feel like we're not going to get the best viewings of Obeka off of Goldfishing just because
No.
it has so many different variables that come into play for this type of deck. It's so slow, very interactable. Yeah.
What is the volcanic island? I'll just grab that.
Yeah.
So we're using our other fetch land to get a volcanic island. Sorry, I never really said whether I want to keep this thing or not. I think the answer is probably no. Just want to dockside into the Ristic Study, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then just get dockside on the battlefield. Yeah. All right. How many treasures do you think we're getting on turn 2 here?
Probably like 4 to 5.
Let's say 5. We're going to give ourselves the benefit of the doubt this whole way through. We'll do 5. We'll cast the Ristic Study. And with 2 treasures remaining, passez-vous. All right. How many cards do you imagine us drawing?
Probably like 3.
Oh, for a stick?
Yeah, people have already played their stuff, so now they're just playing the occasional thing and maybe less.
Oh, I took the 3. We'll just draw an island per turn. We just drew 3 lands. Okay, so we'll untap. So we've got 4 mana technically here. We have a land per turn. Let's just go with the Morphic Pool. Blue and black are our most common colors, so there's no reason we shouldn't just shoot for them now. We also have the Watery Grave, but we don't necessarily need to go for that. All right. Do we just start with Obeka? There's really nothing else to do. Honestly, I feel like it's better to just wait for the opposition agent. There's nothing that really cares about upkeep in our hand. Do you know what I mean? I feel like we should just hold.
We can potentially top deck something that cares about upkeep. Also, playing Obeka gets a deflecting swat active, so...
Yeah, I was thinking that we could just go Dothy Voidwalker and then hold opposition agent, but also note that we could just cast deflecting swat, hard cast if we need to. I get that we want Obeka down, don't get me wrong, guys. I think if I were to look at this turn, actually, though, for turn 3, that it wouldn't hurt to just lay the Dothy down and then lay the opposition agent if we needed to steal a tutor. And I would steal a tutor to, like, get, I don't know, their docs. What would you want to steal from an opponent in this instance if you used opposition agent?
Well, since I'd probably play Obeka here just because we have Deflecting SWAT and Jessica's Will. So if we play Obeka here, we're setting up for a really good next turn.
Right. Whereas the Dothy hold for deflecting or opposition is more of a defensive play.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say, because I don't have counter magic in my hands, and deflecting SWAT is neutral. Let's just go for Obeka. That's fine. We are using our treasures to do this as well. Like, I was going to hold the treasures for the Oppo, but this is fine. We'll have to use one. Down. All right, Obeka's in the battlefield. We do need to discard down. We're going to discard the Verdant Catacombs. I'd rather just keep the island in this instance. I know we could shuffle our deck and it is maybe useful for some effects, but I don't want to think that hard. Okay. Let's say we need a deflecting SWAT off turn, and let's say we get 2 draws. Okay. Next turn. We've got a Limjul's Vault as a tutor. We've got a Mox Diamond, which I'm just promptly going to play. Let's just say we get rid of the island in this instance. I have a Dark Confidant here, which is actually quite good with the Obeka we're opposing. So do we just go Jessica's Will right now and play out some stuff? It's not like red mana is really great for us, sadly, but...
Yeah, I think we can just go for it. Because we can potentially play Opposition Agent and Dark Confidant if everything else fails.
Right. On that note, I'm going to put down a Watery Grave here and shock myself. Okay, let's do Jessica's Will. We're going to use the Volcanic Island for this. These are all blue-black. Okay. Let's say we get 5 red off of this, and we'll look at the top 3. I've got an Arcane Signet. I've got a Ravenloft Adventurer, thank God. An Orcish Bowmaster. Mana. Do we have enough to do Arcane Signet and the thing? Well, it's red, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if we do Arcane Signet and then tap for the black, we could just do the Ravenloft Adventurer. And we still have mana to cast Orcish Bowmaster this turn, provided we like. I think we do. Right? I don't know. Let's see what else we need to use those treasures for. So I guess we go to combat, hit. We have the initiative, by the way. The first hit of the initiative is what? Let me grab that token.
The first hit is search your library for a basic land and put it into hand.
Sorry, yeah, and we're referencing the Undercity. Is there a way to just, like, make that card?
You can make an Undercity token, I believe.
Custom token. Oh. That's fine. It's fine. Will remembers what they are.
I have it pulled up on the side. I'll keep track of it.
All right, so Ravenloft's Adventurer, if a creature you control would die, instead exile and put a hit counter on it. Opponent controls dies.
Creature dies.
Creature an opponent controls would die.
Yeah. Mini Dothy.
That's actually kind of cool. Toxic Deluge. Maybe we put it back. But it's too late. All right, so we attack with Obeka. Let's attack with Dockside. Maybe there was someone available. So we hit. We get 2 upkeep triggers. So what do we do here? We put a +1/+1 counter on Obeka.
We put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature, and we can either go to creature or make an opponent lose 5 life.
Well, we'll go to creature.
Yeah.
That seems good to me. Okay. I don't want to waste our treasure here. I will cast the Dockside Extortionist off our Mox Diamond and the Watery Grave. And I think that's that. Right? Yeah, that's that.
And we'll say that somebody took the initiative from us.
I mean, if we really wanted to, could we have just gone Dark Confidant there instead of Orcish? I feel like we just need the Orcish Bowmaster. I'd rather it not be in exile.
We're going to be drawing cards off of the Undercity. We're not really hurting for cards in hand. I think we're probably fine.
Right. How do you take the initiative? They hit me?
Yeah. So it's
So it's
same as Monarch, except instead of trigger on the end step, it's trigger on gaining it or on upkeep.
all right. So we're pretending it's a Crom that's attacking us.
Yeah, or Tivit.
Or Tivit. All right. Let's say we get a draw, another draw, and that's that. Okay. If we're still playing the game, this is turn 5. Gemstone Caverns, that would have been really great with Mox Diamond. If Obeka's still alive, great for us. I think we just play the Steam Vents. I mean, we could wait, but I don't really know what we have that's that valuable to wait for.
We hold off on the Mana Crypt until after our upkeeps, right?
Yeah, there's no need to take unnecessary damage. Tavern Brawler, though. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. Yeah. Yeah, I like Tavern Brawler here. It's just an additional draw.
Yeah.
I guess we go for it, right? I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
We really need something to bounce this dock side. We're not really getting that many tutors either. That's fine. Okay, so we'll use the Tavern Brawler. It gets better later. We're going to tap the Volcanic Island, the Steam Vents, and the Underground Sea. Okay, so we move to combat. We attack Menache again. Who do we hit for 4? So how hard
initiative probably.
Oh, do we want to put Dark Confidant down and just go more draw or no?
We can.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 mana remaining. So if we were to drop Dark Confidant, we still have mana for Opposition Agent minimally.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's go. Let's go hard here. I just want to see what we can draw into. Okay, so we do that. Let's do initiative first, Will.
All right. So we connected with Obeka, which is the first initiative, which is draw card. Then we move to our upkeeps.
Mm-hmm.
So our first upkeep is reveal the top 10 cards of our library, put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield, and get 3 counters on it, give it hexproof. Then we shuffle.
I've got Fire Covenant, Exotic Orchard, Diabolic Intent, Hall of the Bandit Lord, Talisman of Dominance, Dispel, Wishclaw Talisman, Beseech the Mirror, Snow-Covered Island, and Mental Misstep. I think that's a bust.
Yep, that's a whiff.
All right, so 1, 2.
We shuffle
3.
and then we do our impulse draw and our dark confidant.
7, 8, 10. So shuffle. Our impulse draw is going to be a Wooded Foothills. Let's just say that's Dark Confidant. No, that's okay. We'll do the Dark Confidant now, and it's Culling Scales. So we take the 3 damage.
All right, and then upkeep number 2 out of 4, and we get to search a basic to hand.
Oh, cool. I don't know if we did that last time.
We did not.
That's okay.
And then we do Impulse and Dark Confidant.
Impulse first. Talisman of Dominance. Dark Confidant next. We got a Exotic Orchard. Okay. That's fine.
Number 3, we get 2 more counters on Obeka.
So she becomes a 6/9?
Yep. You get thick.
She's getting thick. Is that it?
Then we have the Dark Confidant and Impulse Draw, and then we have 1 more after that.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh, we did it 4 times. I'm so sorry. You're right.
It's 4 times.
Yeah.
And then it's a goad target creature or deal 5. So it's either deal 5 or goad a creature. Probably goad.
Yeah, might as well goad unless the 5 damage is actually relevant at this point.
Yeah.
And then we'll do another Impulse Draw, Command Tower, and a City of Brass. Wow. Okay. Okay, by turn 5, we're actually kind of popping off. Obviously, the initiative really went a long way here. Shit. Well, does the Impulse Draw last until our next turn?
I think it's just for the turn off of the thing. I can quickly check that.
No, this is a Tavern Brawler, right? You may play that card this turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so, we were really hoping for like a Thassa's Oracle at this point, but let's do the Mana Crypt into the Talisman of Dominance. We played our land.
We can Limb Duel's Vault at any point to get Oracle to the top.
True. So I did not see the Cowboy Bebop cards. I know that some of them were spoiled recently. Were all of the Bebop cards spoiled? I am actually really interested in seeing them. Cowboy Bebop is the best anime of all time. Fuck you, fight me. I'm not wrong. But yeah, I very much would like to get some of those Cowboy Bebop. I think they're Japanese exclusive. I think that's what I've been told, so we're bummed by that. Watch it. So well made. Shut up. Is it really good? Oh, I'm so excited for this, dude. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to watch it after this. Will, do you want to start up another hand? I feel like this is getting out of hand and like we're obviously going places. Now, we don't have much for interaction from our hand. We drew a lot of lands there. I'm not going to lie. Let's do Gotcha fam. Look into the Discord. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. All right. We're going to test one more game, and then we're going to crack some packs and call it a day here. I don't think this is bad. It's like Will said, though, off the bat. There are a lot of variables with a list like this, so it's kind of difficult to point at this and say, hey, this is doing everything we wanted it to, because it really depends on the matchup. This is a slower list. This is definitely more mid-range, but that last game was good. This is not a bad starting hand, but not necessarily for us. This is where I would want Wheel of Fortune, okay? This is where I would want it. But this is fine. Oh, I don't even have fast mana to do the thing with Wheel of Fortune. Moving on. Nope.
I will say the initiative did quite well last game.
Yo. That shit. That was ridiculous. We have an initiative card here, but no fast mana to really help us out. This is a Mox Opal start. This is a bad start. Nope. We're just going to mull till we find an appropriate start. I'm not really mulling for properly here. I would tell you to react to it, but you're going to copyright jail if you do. Do you imagine? I don't know how reaction videos work on this platform, genuinely. I know that if you embellish enough that it's okay. What were we?
You pretty much have to constantly interrupt it. It's like, I think you can't do more than 30 seconds of consecutive video/audio or anything.
Are you serious?
It's something like that. I know that it's you can't do more than blank without interrupting it.
Shoot.
You have to interrupt to kind of give input and feedback.
Shoot. I would love to react to it, but I'll give you my reaction later. How about that? It's the same song as the OG opening, Tank.
Yeah. I watched it. It's good.
Oh, shit. All right. Keeping this hand. We've got Hull of the Bandit Lord here, but more importantly, we have like a Badlands into a Rite of Flame into a Talisman, I think is probably the go. Next turn, we could do the Hull tapped, right? And just hold, probably for the Orcish Bowmaster. God, I'm so excited. I'm sorry, we're just going to skip ahead. That's what we're doing. Next turn, Hull of the Bandit Lord, sure. Loot Dispute is really great. I want to get that down as soon as possible. There is a option to just play Culling Scales here instead, Will. Like if we did turn 2 Verdant Catacombs into Culling Scales. But I do think that we'd probably just want to do Hall of the Bandit Lord, hold. Let's say we Orcish Bowmaster. Okay, next turn. And I see a command tower. So I'm just going to go with that. It's a little bit easier for us to hit, even though deck thinning is a real thing. Do we just play Obeka and then Loot Dispute later?
Yeah, we can do that.
So this is a turn 3 Obex. No countermeasures, sadly. Again, we haven't been seeing much counter magic at all, which is crazy because it's a majority of our list.
Actually,
but that's okay.
let's say we did loot dispute over Rebecca because we get the initiative to get
I
a land hand because
yeah.
it's just more efficient because Rebecca's gonna have
No,
haste.
no, I was literally just we have Hall of the Bandit Lord online, so yes. You do produce generic mana if it's used on a creature, it gains haste, but this mana could be used on anything. So it's not like what is it? Yeah, this mana doesn't have a prerequisite. I agree with you. I think we probably go with Loot Dispute first.
Because we get a treasure and then we also get a treasure when we attack, so it's gonna refund itself pretty quickly.
Right, I like this. This makes a lot more sense. So we're gonna go with a treasure. We're also making a really fat orc token too, so like that could be the thing that gets the initiative back, technically. So yeah, Loot Dispute.
It'll be Obeka.
it'll be Obeka, yeah. Also, Slick Shot Show Off going for $20 was not in my bingo for this set. Slick Shot Show Off.
Slick Shot Show Off is 1 in a red, creature, bird, wizard, flying haste with plot 1 in a red. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Slick Shot Show Off gets +2/+0 or gets +2/+0 until end of the turn. To be fair, that is a better prowess for a flying hasty boy.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's really good in like modern and standard.
Oh my god. That's aggressively good. Obviously, you need to run some play lines into it, but that's doing damage instantaneously.
I mean, do you? You just play burn and you plot this turn 2 and then turn 3 kill a guy.
It's not bad, Will. It's $20 is a lot. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I agree with you. All right, next turn. Fucking Gemstone Caverns. Okay. So this is turn 4, technically.
Gemstone Caverns is never late nor early. It arrives precisely when it means to. Also, you searched the basic off of the Undercity, right?
I did not.
Okay.
So, wait, shit, we don't get Gemstone Caverns then. We get...
Aha, we shuffle!
An island. Shuffle, Gemstone Caverns. Vampiric Tutor! Oh, that's the shit right there. I'm still going to put Verdant Catacombs into play. I'm going to fetch our Underground Sea. I will shuffle. Okay, so Will, how does initiative work again? So it's like Monarch, you said. Someone took the initiative from me, so I want to crack their face right now, is what you're saying?
Yeah, whenever a player gets the initiative, or if they have the initiative on their upkeep, they go through the Undercity, or they venture. So,
do you get to draw? Do you draw a card if I take the initiative, though?
So if you take the initiative, you'll get to the next section, which is 2 counters, and then you'll get 2 Obeka triggers, which will do goading and draw a card.
So we're going to hold on to Command Tower and the treasure. We're going to use Hall of the Bandit Lord, a red off of this, a black off of this, and a blue off of this. We have Obeka. Okay. We have 1 treasure floating. Sorry, just want to move this stuff over. We'll attack with Obeka. We'll attack with the big orc token. I should just put 1 down because we're generating an orc army pretty much every single turn, I'm sure.
Yep. So we connected, which means that we get a treasure off of the Loot Dispute. Then we get the initiative, which means that we get 2 +1/+1 counters on Obeka.
Okay.
And then
the upkeeps now.
Yep, now we get 2 upkeeps, and we're going to go to thing and draw a card.
Yeah, too bad there was no great way. So with the draw on the stat, let's do, is it goad then draw or draw then goad?
Goad then draw.
Okay, so we'll go to thing, and then I'll want a Vampiric Tutor here. Damn, we were really close to just doing Thassa's DC.
Yeah, but 1 mana off.
Do we just do that and just cross our fingers, I guess? If it wasn't practical, what is the best thing to Vampiric Tutor here? Ignore Thassa's Oracle in my hand. What is the best thing to Vampiric Tutor here?
Maybe the ring. No, not the hasty ring. I'm not 100% sure. Let me. Also, Mateus, yes, we do have Jasper in the deck.
Yeah.
We're running Flint Lockwood. Probably just a generic card. Maybe we go for one of our WinCon things. like the or the artifact copier thing.
Do you like some form of protection?
Protection might be better. With Force of Will's not looking great with just Oracle in hand.
Okay, I'm done. Force of Will?
Maybe we just get Fire Covenant?
Well, I was thinking like Lightning Greaves or something for Obeka, but that's fine. I mean, like, that's if Loot Dispute stays around. As a matter of fact, we shouldn't attack with the Orc army. I think this needs to block our initiative or whatever. Although regaining the initiative is not a bad thing. I don't know. I am going to grab Demonic Consultation because that is the logical choice.
Yeah,
given our
worst
hand.
case scenario, somebody blows up Obeka, and then we just go, okay, cool, 1-2 game.
Yeah. I do want to lay down some culling scales later, though, and just nuke shit. We get the option to do both. Like, I don't see why we don't go culling scales, break their treasures, and, you know, then try to go off. We'll see.
Yeah.
We don't have any draw effects, sadly, outside of this. Pass if there's another round. Like, if push came to shove, we would DC. You could Demonic Consultation into a free spell to stop someone from winning.
It was honestly probably better to just not Vampiric Tutor and get a random draw, and then before our turn, we use Vampiric Tutor.
Right, because it's not like we're opposing a win there. Like, this was probably more logical for... It's fine. It's what we went for, but yeah, I'm with you, Will. It's fine. Let's just say that...
It's still good enough.
Yeah, let's say life goes on. We get a Watery Grave off the top. And, yeah, let's do some shit. Should we just play Culling Scales really quick?
Sure.
Why not? This, and I'll pay 3 for the generic off of that. I'll play Culling Scales, and I'll attack.
Also, we could probably say that no one took the initiative this time around, because we had a blocker, and I doubt anybody's actually going to want to take the initiative, because we get a treasure if they do.
Yeah, it's just battle around.
So, Upkeep, we have the...
4 upkeeps.
Throne thing.
Right. So what's the first thing that goes off for us?
So it's going to be reveal the top 10 of your library, put a creature from among them into play. It gets 3 counters and hexproof until end of turn. And then shuffle.
Two options, Opposition Agent and Dark Confidant.
Opposition Agent's just more brutal, especially with a hexproof until your next turn.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, I'm happy with that.
Also, can't be countered!
Yeah. Okay, so did we complete the dungeon? We're about to, right?
Yes, we did. That was completing the dungeon, which means we get the dragon from Luke.
I had to check, yeah. We have a dragon. Cool. So there's the dragon. We have 2 treasures. I'm trying to reserve the treasures for that mechanized production you guys saw. Like, House's Oracle is one option, but Dockside Mechanized is another. Okay, so we hit the beginning of the dungeon again. What happens?
So we search for a basic and put it in hand, and then so let's see. We had the initial upkeep trigger, which was the thing that completed the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Then when we connect with Obeka, we get 4 more ventures, and it's going to be search for a basic, put 2 counters on a thing, goad, and then draw a card.
Draw a card. Stirring Bard. Okay.
And we are killing our dragon token with the culling.
Yeah, Culling Scales popped off a couple times there, didn't it? It popped off 4 times.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to kill whatever 0 cost our opponents have, and this also includes like their Mox Opals, Mox Diamonds, Chrome Moxes, all that stuff.
We're probably popping our treasure just to hit our opponent's stuff a bit more.
How do you mean?
Like we're just going to attack our treasure to make it so that we're more likely to hit 1 cost stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm fine to clear any 0 cost on the board. There's probably plenty at this point. Like all the mana crypts, all the shit that you want to have in your starting hand turn 1 is just gone now. Yeah. Right? I think we keep this board. I think with 3 upkeep triggers, we're probably just getting rid of like your best 0 cost, your best 0 cost, your best 0 cost. Okay. And now I don't see why we don't do it. I was hoping that we would hit a counterspell, but that's fine. Let's just say we ship it and we make it, right? We'll do a demonic consultation here. We've got one treasure open. We'll threaten that we have a counterspell. We don't, which is true. We have these. All right. Will, thoughts on Obeka?
The initiative seems like a good way to do Obeka. This is all assuming people don't kill your Obeka, though, which it's not a great representation of it. But it's still pretty good. The initiative looks like it's working well, and it looks like it could do some stuff. I think the deck is still not great in comparison to other Grixis decks, but yeah. I'm just waiting for some Stella League gameplay or Stella League action at some point, because that deck is really gross.
Are we trying to do Roxanne next?
Yeah, I think Roxanne is the next option, because people wanted Roxanne.
People need the Roxanne. All right, guys, we're going to close this out by opening 2 more packs each of Outlaws of Thunder Junction. That was Obeka, not Rebecca, but Obeka. I think that it's cool. I think that it's probably better in a more casual setting that is going to be organically slower. Like, I think most people, when they play CEDH, are doing whatever they're doing much more quickly. And I don't think that this is a bad list for it. I just don't know if it's your best option in Grixis.
It's your best option for initiative.
OG Obeka is better. Neither are CEDH shells. Preston, I don't disagree on either statement. I really like this, by the way. I really did like what this deck did, and I agree with you, Will. It is the fastest upkeep list you'll ever play. It's just the question is, were those upkeep effects good enough? They were fine.
Yeah. It's like what we said with the, 10th Doctor or 9th Doctor? 9th Doctor with Clara Oswald. Yeah, you can copy all those upkeep triggers. Too bad you don't care about your upkeep triggers.
You have a foil Lotus Ring, sir.
Dang, if only anybody wanted to use that card.
It looks so cool, though.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I wish it did more.
Primal Might?
Ooh, noise. It's a fun removal card. Yeah, it's the fight one.
New Obeka is definitely a little... feel free to, if you want to go along and just keep up with the chat. Dude, you pulled Stella Lee.
Stella Lee!
Oh, shit. I'll trade you.
Yeah, I'm down.
Well, let me see if I opened one.
Well, yeah, you got the detention sphere that I wanted, so I'm down.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I feel like they're probably both worth the same.
Yeah.
No Braids of Fire, no Flint. No, there's a Jasper Flint.
Yeah.
There is a Jasper Flint. You think that Flint as a commander would be CEDH playable? I like hearing that.
Yeah, Flint is really good.
Dude, 2 Lotus Rings
another
for
ring?
you. Yeah, 2 Lotus Rings for you, sir.
1 foil, 1 non-foil, as per usual.
That's crazy. I love it when packs do that. Hey, it's Ty Walken.
Hey, it's the 1/2 drop commander you don't want to build in this set.
Yeah, no, but everyone was saying that we were ass wrong about this. That this is the best draw engine in Boros or something.
That is not saying a lot.
No. Humiliate. Planes. Put that in the Stella Lee trade. We'll talk through that later. Form a Posse. I'm not too worried about it. Gila Courser. Rattleback Apothecary.
Let me check that.
Maybe. Hard Bristle Bandit.
Yeah, Lotus Ring is actually worth something. Dang.
How much?
So it's, for a regular copy, it's 10. For a alternate art copy, it's like 22-ish.
What?
There's another copy that's $216, but I think that's a special version.
Boros Draw is a thing now. She is really good. Stop. I don't buy it. I'm sorry. No, I know. Look, people were upset with where we placed her on the... People were upset where we placed her on the tier list. I just don't... It's just okay. I'm sorry. It's just okay. Can I read it again? Someone's
If
like,
you
it's
do exact lethal onto a creature in one shot, then you draw a card.
well, they were saying like, oh, you could use like a pyroclasm and then like execute this to kill a few things and draw a few cards.
But it's so much effort and it's such a reliance on your opponents having a big board to do it. It's not worth it. Like, granted, I'll say, like, yeah, no. She can. Let's say that she draws like 6 cards off of Pyroclasm. You're in Boros. What are you doing off of that?
I don't know, dude. Sorry, I should always zoom in just a little bit more. Bruce Tarl.
Bruce!
Ooh, what's next? What's next? Mind Break Trap. Force of Vigor. It's fine. Not really a fan of Force of Vigor. It's trade fodder for me. Savvy Trader. Voltborn Tyrant. Voltborn Tyrant?
Yeah, some people like that. I don't know how great it is, though I can't remember exactly what it does.
7 mana, 6/6 dinosaur. Whenever a Voltborn Tyrant or another creature with power 4 or greater enters battlefield under your control, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Okay. Whenever it dies, if it's not a token, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. It's kind of gnarly. Legion's Extruder?
Yeah, it's a sack an artifact you control to make a golem. And it's deal damage. It's cool.
Journey to Nowhere.
Ooh, that's another card I need for Abdel.
Dude, this is some good art. This is some good art for Journey to Nowhere. Holy crap, that looks awesome. Okay, yeah.
They printed a lot of Abdel things in this set. I'm happy about that.
Wrangler of the Damned, Caught in the Crossfire, Shifting Grift, Conduit, Sterling Hound, Dance of the Tumbleweeds, Steer Clear.
Oh, noise.
And that's it. The Tyrant is also worth something. Is it really? Okay. Well, some of this is going to become trade bait. All right, Will, your last pack.
Oh, it's a raised foil. That's the expensive Lotus Ring. I don't know what the crap the raised foil is, though.
Oh yeah, my by the way, I didn't know that the Walking Ballista I pulled from Fallout was technically a... You have a really fucking cool looking card coming up. Dude, the right side of this box.
Yeah. I feel like from here on out, we're shuffling up the packs where you get the right side for like the next 2.
Will, whatever your next card is looks amazing. It might be a raised foil. Did you really just pull? Did you really just pull the Mind Break Trap?
Wait.
No, you pulled another Mana Drain.
Wait, is that another foil Mana Drain?
Dude, but this is like... This is a better one. What the fuck?
That might be the raised foil. Hold up, let me take a look at this. Keep that there for a second. I'm gonna look at it.
We'll get a textured MBT. Nah, Will got a textured Mana Drain. Dude, he pulled both?
Yeah, that is the raised Mana Drain.
Dude, he pulled both? A standard fucking Mana Drain foil.
So Patrick, I just checked. That is currently the most expensive Mana Drain. It's looking like that's the most expensive Mana Drain right now. Wow, hold up, dude. Let me check the older ones as well.
Dude.
Yeah, no, that is the most expensive Mana Drain. Dang.
How much is it?
It is 225. Jeez.
Wow. Dude, as soon as I opened the pack, it was very apparent that there was something special in it. Like, I could just see the edge of this, and I'm like, oh. Textured foils...
I just gotta say, for the next, 2 to 3 sets, Patrick is getting the right side from here on out. I've gotten my right side filled.
We've done left and right side in the past, and they've all been pretty equivalent. I feel like we've had equal...
No. Pulls. We did left and right for Fallout, and then this, and we mixed them up for the previous ones.
Maybe that's true. Yeah, you literally got you got all the foil Pip-Boy cards.
Yeah.
To include Nuka-Cola.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're getting the right side for the next 2 sets.
Patrick, take a deep breath. It's fine. No, it's cool. That's pretty fucking dope. I mean, I just spent like $100 on One Piece today. I already hate myself. I'm gonna open these later. If you guys want to stay for me to open these, you can. I want to open them anyways. Holy shit!
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll be really careful with this pack. You got to decimate. Does the rest of the pack matter? You got to
Probably
decimate.
not, but there's probably fun stuff here and there.
You got Back in Town. Vraska joins up.
Ooh,
Simulacrum,
that's one of the
Synthesizer,
fun things.
Humiliate, Hindering Light. Damn, dude. Yeah, your packs were pretty gas. This one's great, though. This town ain't big enough. Gold Rush. Trick Shot. I feel like one of those rip and ship streamers. We need to practice doing the live streams vertically, by the way. I did want to give that a go at some point. Holy shit, though.
Yeah.
Dude, both the mana drains.
Oh.
Petra. Yeah, the One Piece. So, Mateus, I bought like 2 boxes of the Starter 13. I'm going to be participating in a buddy battle with a friend on Monday at the flagship store in New Jersey. I'm actually set up for 2 buddy battles, but I had a deck I was going to use. It's my Gecko Moria list that I've been playing for a while now. It's very consistent, but I've been playing the Sabo from this set, and I just love it so much. It's so fun, especially with 7-cost Linlin. Especially with 7-cost Linlin and any trigger playable character. Dude, I was doing like trigger play Sanji. I have a 7k Sanji blocker. I put Linlin on top. I attack with everything else. I attack with, you attack with Sabo, put the thing back on top. It was just so good. I've won a fair share of games, but I've lost a fair share of games as well. Like, I'm still working out the deck strategy, but it's not bad whatsoever. There is a 1% chance to get a textured foil.
Dang.
That explains the price. All right. Last pack. This one's mine. Let's start backwards because it's more fun.
Yeah.
Rooftop Assassin. Explosive Derailment. Lush Oasis. Lush. Patient Naturalist. Scalestorm Summoner. Rise of the Varmints. Metamorphic Blast. It's one of the new spree cards. Breast. Buried in the Garden. Hypothesizzle? Excuse me.
Hypothesizzle?
Malcolm the Eyes. Okay. We have Final Showdown.
Ooh, you needed a copy of that.
I do. I want a foil, though.
I'm willing to trade because I think I got a foil.
I think you got like a I think this is extended basic, and you got normal foil. I'll still trade. I don't know what we could look at the prices, everything later. Thieving Varmint. What is this ridiculous card? Pay a life, add 2 mana of any one color, spend this mana only to cast spells you don't own.
Yeah, that was in the Gonti deck.
Oh, I see. What did Patrick get? What is this? Unlicensed Hearst. Okay.
People really like that card.
Calamity Galloping Inferno. Was that my card? God. Okay. Calamity Galloping Inferno. People like the Unlicensed Hearst?
Yeah, people have been running that like as a random tech card in a bunch of different decks.
Really?
Yeah.
Exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard.
I know Magda runs that as like a staple now.
Protest equal to the number of exiled cards with it. Oh, it's kind of cool.
It's a big card that lets you tap your stuff. It's pretty decent.
Well, saddled, choose a non-legendary creature that's saddled at this turn. You want to bother reading this?
It's Kiki Jiki. That's all you gotta know. That's a 6 mana Kiki Jiki, but it has to attack.
It's okay. 7-cost Linland, people are asking for a ban. Fuck out of here. It's a choice. It's not even that bad. The 10-cost Linland, they're both kind of annoying, I guess. The cost of 7-cost Linland has gone up, by the way. Oh, hey. Just drop all my shit on the floor. Okay. That's effectively the stream, though. Congratulations to Will.
Yeah, Lord. What was it? So, like, Ixalan, I pull the, what is it? Cavern of Souls foil alternate art or something like that.
Yeah, you hit the big ones. Except for not Mana Crypt that set, I guess.
Yeah, then freaking Fallout, I got the alternate art foil Nuka-Cola, and then this set I got
everything.
Mana Drain.
I'll put both of the Mana Drains in a sleeve. I have like
Well,
sleeves.
Patrick's getting the right side of the boxes for the next couple sets.
That's where it changes. That's where it'll change. I swear, dude. I swear. It's funny though. Like, it's interesting to know that the for the last two sets, definitely though, Will has pulled from the right side, and they've just been fucking gas.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're just gonna chat and hang out if you guys want. I want to open these up really quickly to see what I got. I'm really just looking for a red back. These are, I think the people are calling them ink arts. They're just alternate arts from this One Piece set. If you don't care about One Piece, you don't have to stay. If you want to talk about Magic or anything else, let me know.
Interesting MTG news to some extent. I think president of WotC right now is leaving the company.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, so the current president is leaving the company, and it's causing like a little bit of chaos as things are being adjusted, and that's because people are speculating that's because of the quarterly report, because Karlov Manor didn't do too hot, and people think Thunder Junction might not be doing too well.
Mhm.
So the president was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna leave just because I know they're gonna ask me to leave in a bit because I'm not meeting Hasbro expectations. And then yeah, it's crazy. More and more crazy stuff's happening with Magic.
To tell you that Curly to Dawn, fucking of course, the worst option. God damn, this had to be the worst composition. It's okay, so these are like just these the baby Sabo, baby Luffy. God damn, where are they? These two? They're just they're really just used in the black yellow Luffy list. To my understanding. I wouldn't use it in Sabo, and maybe Ace wants it. I don't know. But they're not good. Black Yellow Luffy is the most popular of the three brother leaders, though, so there's that. I'm really just looking for a red back here. No red back. Okay, we got shit.
Oh no.
No, it's okay. Yeah, that sucks, dick. In the case, I think that there's two opportunities to get ink art leaders, and I really wanted the ink art Sabo. Just give me a fucking decent card. Curly to Dawn is just jack shit. No one's playing Curly to Dawn. Okay. Garp, though. People are playing Garp. It just searches for the boys you just saw. Okay. Okay, I got all the boys, all the little boys, in a Makino. Makino is like the 2K counter from the set. You may add one card from the top of your life to your hand. Look at all the life cards and place them back in it. She's okay fixing. I don't know if I would necessarily want to use her. God, these sucked. I got the boys and the searcher though. So I got Luffy, Ace, Sabo. Curly was their caretaker. Garp is technically like the father figure, I guess. And Makino is fine. I'm not really sure I'm gonna play Makino. She's a weird one. Windmill Village is not a searchable type, nor is it a relevant type. She's 1-for-0 that lets you add the top card of your life to your hand and then organize your life. I'm sure there's some sort of play line there, but nah. You really want an ink art leader. Those sucked. Okay. The ink art leaders are probably to come down though for this set. It's not like they're just the standard art, but black and white. Which doesn't do too much for me, but I mean, I'm just interested in that Sabo, so. The Sabo's $26 now. See what I mean though? Like you could spend that much for, these are just like bonus packs in this case, like it comes with a full deck. But if you pulled one of the ink art leaders, it just pays for just pays for the box essentially. Especially the Luffy one. The Luffy ink art leader I think is like $60 right now. And will probably go up after these sell out because they're selling out very quickly and the price of these boxes are up to $55 now, even though MSRP is $34.99. And it just came out today. Yeah, I'm just curious now. I'm just looking. Don't mind me, guys. Where is it? Yeah, Luffy's $60. These are all coming down, though. I might buy the Sabo regardless. Anyways. These are all trades. If you play One Piece, let me know. Trades. I'm gonna put these away somewhere.
Well, Patrick, thoughts on the cards that we got leaked from Modern Horizons 3?
Was it just the low cost
Yeah, the flip walkers.
Desparked slash turn into
Yeah,
a walker.
yeah, it's
I know
the
this.
4 flip walkers.
The 4 flipwalkers, I like them. I feel like they're all fine. I wouldn't say any of them are really CDH playable.
I'd say 2 of them are CDH playable.
Potentially. What, Tamio and
So
Ral?
I'll say like least playable to most playable. Grist is probably the least playable, but to be fair, he is a death toucher that says whenever something gets reanimated, you can pay 1 to flip him. And the main thing you care about the flip side is he has -2 to naturalize something, and that's just pretty sweet. So it's just a little removal bug boy. The second most playable is Soren, and the reason why is because he's lifelink, has extort, and if you gain 3 or more life on your post-combat main phase, flip him, and he flips into a planeswalker with distort. +2 make a food, doesn't matter. -6 gain control of target creature, make it a vampire, put a lifelink counter on it. But the main thing is -1 deal damage to any target equal to the life you've gained this turn. You can just kill players really easily with that effect.
How much life gain are you expecting to get?
You can use double life total effects, and if you play one of those, you probably gain enough life to kill somebody.
Do you know if any of these are on? They're probably not, right? Like Scryfall?
They're not on Scryfall yet.
No.
But the 2 CDH playable ones are Ral, because he's just 1 in a red. Your instants and sorceries cost 1 less to cast. When you cast one, you can flip a coin. If you lose the flip, take 1 damage. If you win the flip, flip him. And the flip side says he enters with additional loyalty equal to your instant and sorcery storm count. So he enters at 2, has +1. Your instants and sorceries cost 1 less this turn. -2, deal 2 damage. Divided as you choose among up to 2 targets. Draw a card if you control blue permanent other than Ral, and then -8, exile the top 8. You can cast instants and sorceries without paying your mana cost from the exiled cards this turn. The reason why this Ral is CDH viable, Displacer Kitten. If you do Displacer Kitten, you can keep doing plus on Ral to reduce the cost of stuff in your hand until you eventually get to the point where Ral flips, enters with 9 counters. Then you -8 him, impulse 8 cards, cast an instant or sorcery, setting Ral back, resetting him, setting him back, resetting him, setting him back, and you keep alting him over and over and over and over and over again, and then you go through your entire deck in 1 turn.
That's not bad.
Tamio is 1 blue, a 0/3 flyer that when she attacks, you investigate. When you draw your 3rd card in a turn, you flip her. +2, enters at 2 loyalty. +2, until your next turn, whenever a creature attacks you or one of your planeswalkers, it gets -1/-0 until end of turn. -3, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. If it's green, you add 1 mana of any color. -7, draw equal to half your library, rounded up. And then you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. PETA in the command zone. And you can very easily flip Tamio turn 2, meaning that she's going to be 4 loyalty turn 2, 6 loyalty turn 3, and then alt 7 loyalty turn, or 8 loyalty turn 4, and then alt on turn 5. So you can get a semi-consistent PETA out of Tamio. Obviously, you have to protect her to that point, but the +2 ability is going to be protecting her kind of well, and the -3 lets you do some extra turn things. So, good command.
Mateus was pointing out a Johnny as a potential option.
Yeah, Johnny's cool. I really like him, because he's... The +0 is consistent removal. The +2 is making your board massive. He's, like, pseudo Winota.
Mm-hmm.
I do like a Johnny. Also, his alt is gross. Just, oh yeah, screw everybody. Sack everything except for lands.
Oof. Okay, I'm gonna fool with some One Piece in a few. I think I haven't made a video, but like this is that. So it's Sabo. I do like the new Johnny. I'd be curious to hear what your thoughts are, Mateus. Seem like you believe it's CDH worthy. It's pretty solid, honestly, for Boros.
It is.
Just to showcase what this guy looks like. He looks so damn cool.
A Johnny making me warriors in Nagia.
No. God. Okay, well, I guess that does count.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he does just +0 over and over and over and over and over again to slowly kill the entire board, so...
It's not bad. Alright, boys. I think that's it for the build. I think that's it for the video. For shame. For shame! The luck. I'm so bummed with those last packs.
I feel like those last packs did you dirty because it's like, oh yeah, the freaking ultimate mana drain foiling, and then you got the horse.
Oh yeah, that last pack sucked dick. I didn't even mean that. The OTJ, that was the trend for my packs there. But the God, at least Fallout, I pulled some cool stuff. These packs though, this was fucking awful. Literally, I think I got the actual cheapest cards you could pull from that set. I mean, I'm just so curious. What is it? Brothers Alternative? It's annoying because someone sent me like a video of someone opening packs from the set, and he pulled 2 of the most expensive card. Just 2 copies. Cleanly.
Nymphia one.
Who?
Nymphia
one, guys.
And she had a whole bubble tea, like thick.
Amelie, get out of here. Can you close the door, babe? I'll talk to you later.
Theme for her.
Okay, love you. Nymphia 1. Sorry to spoil it for you boys. Dude, my girl cat likes to scurry in here as quickly as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Fuck me. God damn! This sucks. These sucked so much. Looking at the prices, these sucked really bad. I mean, at least I didn't pull a Shanks, I guess. There's that. Shanks or the new gate also sucks, but anyways. Watch the Cowboy Bebop trailer with no music. With no music? Why would I do that?
So we don't get copyright struck.
Oh, no. I'll watch it off camera. Guys, thanks for joining us on the stream. I hope you enjoyed the Obeka. This is a very long trail off at the end. But we're going to be getting more packs in the crack in the future. Hang tight for that. Obviously, more to brew. I'm excited to brew more Legends. I really want to do Broxanne. I feel like that will be a good list. But we'll find out. See y'all.